beard hairs. I don't like beard hair. We'll get going here in a minute, guys. We'll see what happens with the internet adapter and all that shit. So, it's a dark one in here. Let's see what happens if we push this button. There we go. Dark one in here. Let's see what happens if we push this button. There we go. There we go. Dark one in here. Let's see what happens if we push this button. There we go. This button. There we go. There we go. That was weird. Holler out as you come in, because I have no idea who's here. What the hell, he's early? I'm always early. I'm just lurking, deciding whether or not to start the stream early. SFR, Stone, kids, what's up? Dale's here. DB, everybody, happy Veterans Day. Support a veteran, especially if they're a hot stripper. I said it. But we'll get going here in just a second. Who the hell's Tyreek Hill? Is that like Hank Hill's younger brother or something? Yeah, I am tired. Yeah, all the women have commented you were an early guy, but we figured they were just being spiteful. Yeah, well, I used to go to Premature Ejaculators Anonymous, but I always came too soon. Miami Dolphins. That means a lot to a guy in Virginia. Lord knows our professional team is so good here in the state of Virginia. All right, let's see. Is anybody not one of my mods in here? What a very sad, depressing day. Why, DB? It's supposed to be a celebration of our veterans. Unless something bad happened, and I'm sorry. Open this up. Roy, what's going on? Life in general. No, I get that. I get that. Believe me, I get that. I've been sitting here the last few days deciding whether or not I want to even keep doing YouTube at this point. Doesn't pay the bills, and I have to spend a lot of money to keep up an appearance. Doesn't seem like the right thing to do. Jansen, welcome in. Do anything cool? Not a goddamn thing. I literally did nothing all weekend. I don't know. This morning I thought it was the 7th, and my father thought it was my birthday, so... Probably because you fucks keep saying happy birthday. Why is that screen so small? There we go. Went to the beach, went shooting, different days, not shooting at the beach. What did you say, shoot when you can? Nope. Like I said, it was interesting. I get a text message from my mom saying, happy birthday. Hope you enjoy your dinner with your father. My birthday's on Wednesday. You're gonna live off grid, smoke a cigar on top of a mountain. I hear that. Dave, what's going on today, dude? Appreciate the like. Thank you so much. Anybody else do anything fun today? I literally did nothing. I ate kimchi. Happy birthday to you too. You guys hear about the Spirit Airlines thing in Haiti? No, I did not. What happened with Spirit Airlines? Is it something I need to see now? Gunfire hits a flight to Haiti, injuring a flight attendant. Gang-led efforts. Interesting. No, I am not a veteran. My only work all weekend was a break job in the Gajito. Fun stuff. Well, there you go. Bought some Domino's pizza. Box fell over in the work van onto the floorboard. You still ate some. Well, as long as it was all right. Upside down pizza is still a pizza. I think he was talking about Haiti. Fuck. Yeah, I'm yawning. Which means my attitude is fucked. It's okay though. I'm here. I'm here for a while today. We'll see how long we go tonight. Ask me some questions, talk about stuff. Let me know how you guys are feeling. Hello, creator. What did I see? Oh, if you're a member, I uploaded the Sharps Brothers Echelon video. I'm not going to do nothing with them. So that means I am going to do something with them. Interesting. What's the meaning and point of life? Work, work, work to accumulate money to live. Nah. Suspended all sales with CG SKUs, about 6 of them. They're changing something, so they need to recertify the roster again. Some reason with USP get taken off. What changed? Could have been something to do with the triggers or the safety mechanisms. Hope you don't quit YouTube because you have several friends and fans. Is the difference in the CZ 07, 09, 10 just frame size? 07 and 09 is a frame size difference because an 07 is basically the same size as the P01 and 09 is the same size as an SP01 basically. But the P10 is a Glock. It doesn't have the inverted rail system. You get the CZ trigger? Yeah, I've got it. I want to have another of those recovered tactical kits. Not right now. Thoughts on 97B, the 45 caliber version? I've never actually owned one of the 45s. Wouldn't mind getting one. At some point I'll get one. But I'm also debating what to do with the guns that are behind me right now, so... 07 or P10? Honestly, if you're talking like personal preferences, I'm going to go hammer fired, but I'm going to stick with the P01 first. Weighs the same as the 07, and it's a metal frame, so I like it better. Do any CZs that are not polymer come suppressor ready? Out of the box, I believe the SP01 came suppressor ready. It's a discontinued option. They had the SP01 Urban Camo, which had a suppressor on it. Suppressor rated their barrel. Mr. Nobody, 10 millimeter for daily carry. Why not? As long as you can shoot it. Boom, boom, the tactical gray variant. Oh yeah, the urban gray one's been gone for a while. Boom, 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 boom. How much sleep are you getting? Not much. You've got the Glock 41 and a recovered tactical kit. It flipping rocks. Well, there you go. Glad to hear it. Come on in. Hit the like button when you do too, guys. Yeah. I'm sitting at the news desk today and reading out things. Also, I need to... I hate when my facial hair gets in my mouth, so I always cut it short. I don't shave as much as I used to because I look like an uncircumcised turtle. Which I know, so you don't have to mention it. That's why you have puppy eyes. No, I have puffy eyes because I've been doing things that require me to focus my vision all day, and my eyes are tired from it. The sleep debt doesn't cause puffy eyes. It's overuse of the eyes. You can sleep a lot, but if you do a lot of like electronic work and fine work with art and things like that, you can still get puffy eyes. They are puffy right now because I drove a lot today, and my eyes don't like to. I don't blink much when I drive, and that caused some problems. DB, I don't think he was being offensive. Hello from Turkey. Hello, Turkey. Radian Ramjet does make a difference. Yep, I've seen several people do it. TFB TV, that kid Hop, he did one. I believe PewView tested them, as well as a few other guys. Really want a good tactical 9mm pistol. I can add a suppressor, thinking either Beretta M9 or P226. P226 is okay, but again, finding one with a threaded barrel is a little bit more difficult. I would recommend probably something like the X5 Carry or the AXG Combat from SIG if you're going to go SIG. Those are both threaded barrel options with the tungsten infused frames. So they're heavy like a metal gun, but they're going to be more complementary to that. And the Beretta M9 works great suppressed because of the way the barrel comes back and just drops. It is pretty suppressor friendly. Just got to be careful because it's completely open on top, so you're going to get a bunch of crap flying out. You can get free food. Well, there you go, Bullseye. What's my opinion on the M4? The M4 is a perfectly serviceable weapon. I don't have like military M4, no experience with them. But the M4s that you can buy civilian wise, the semi-autos, they're fine. Pretty much all AR-15s that are reasonable, if you're not talking about like an ATI Omni hybrid, are going to be somewhat decent. I've yet to find a full build brand that is terrible, unlike some other guns. How you doing, Dark Souls? Do you prefer a 50-round drum? No. Loading a 50-round drum is ass. If you're talking about for an AR-15, I'll just have two 30-round mags. Then you have 60 rounds. You don't have to sit there and load a 50-round drum mag. They suck. I wish you'd finally be out of the YouTube timeout tomorrow. Been hurting my channel from the strike. Yeah, you gotta be careful, man. You gotta be super careful. That's why when I do my videos, man, I'm super careful. I don't say which would you buy. I don't say things like that. I don't touch anything on the live streams at all. Even on my shorts, I don't show myself doing anything that is super questionable. It's really bad right now in the YouTube sphere to be doing content because you never know who the hell's going to be watching it. What's your take on the Staccato P? Staccato Ps are way overrated. They're not worth the money. What do I think about Sub 2Ks? Sub 2Ks are an older design. Even the Gen 3, all they did was make it so the barrel can twist and lock sideways versus flipping completely over on itself so you can keep your red dot on it. But it's a reciprocating bolt near your face, and it's not as good as other guns. If you're going to go with the 9mm, go with an AR-9. Right now, you'll get a much better shooting gun. You want to get a revolver when you're 22. New York right now is cold. Gotcha. Nice display, thank you. I was talking about the jab. Okay, what about 1911s? What about them? Hi, Jim. Hey, Speedy, what's going on? Model on the top left is a CZ83. I don't reload, Mr. Nobody, sorry. You look like you're not feeling well. My eyes are completely shot right now. So reading is actually very difficult for me right now. So I had LASIK. Now it's going on, what, a year and 4 months, so 16 months ago, and my left eye still isn't 100%, so I'm probably going to have to get a revision on that one. And I'm overcompensating, and like if I'm doing anything on a computer, like graphic work or anything like that, I don't blink. I notice that I don't blink, and it's the same problem you have when you drive at night, believe it or not. And when you feel really tired when you're driving at night, it's because you're not fucking blinking. So you need to blink. With LPVOs taking over, do you still think there's a place for hollow red dots with flip to the side magnifier? Well, I disagree that LPVOs are taking over. YouTube content creators are making LPVOs take over, but I can tell you for a fact out of the gun stores I worked at, we sold maybe 2 LPVOs for every 5 red dot magnifier combos, because a red dot magnifier combo honestly is a much more usable combo. Why do you need a 1 to 6 if you're shooting at 100 yards? You really don't. Is the pistol in the middle a Ruger? Yes, and it's just Ruger. It is a Ruger American Pro 45. Are you able to see from what the update on CAZ is? I don't know where I would go for that. If you haven't found it, I won't. I had my wife spit in my eyes. Nice. I use an ACOG out to 700 yards, a 5.56 all day. No need for an LPVO. Yeah, and depending on the right gun, like a 5.56, just stock flip up sights, you can run 500 yards if you're a competent shooter. Well, you will Draco. You're 21 years old, Draco, and I got my ID. Well, if you want to waste your fucking money, go for a Draco, I guess. That's a good Ruger. Yep. I did the background change. The guns move around from time to time, especially if I go and if I sell a few here and there. I took a couple of guns down. I'm probably going to sell a few more, things like that. Hope you're having a good day. You got your Gatorade. I've got 0 sugar Gatorade today, and it's bank. This setup is better with camera placement than when you have the side view. Yeah, and I'm sitting face on. However, it hurts my neck a lot more because I'm leaning forward. Thank you to any veterans in the live stream. Exactly. If you're a veteran, we thank you. You subscribe. Thank you, man. Appreciate that one. It's always nice to see when somebody subscribes because it helps the channel grow. And that's what we want to do here. That's when companies like Sharps Brothers, they sent me out the frame for the Echelon, and it was a really good frame. And I'm screwing with that one. It's over in my other room right now. So, do I still have the Winchester? If you're talking about the one that was in the shadow box, yeah, it's just in the other room. I need to put it up here somewhere. I didn't leave room above this display for it, so I'm probably going to put it over on this wall or something. It'll be in here. Papa says, all day I watch my game. I go outside, checks in, I'm going to store with my 5.6. Okay. Okay. Somebody's a little bit weird. Stone, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Big Erm got another one. Do you need a gun license to buy guns? Some places you need gun permits. Some states require you to take a class before you can get a gun permit. Minnesota, for example, requires you to have permit for each not for each firearm, but a permit before you can buy firearms. I think New York requires a filled out permit for each firearm, if I'm not wrong. Did you say you were getting rid of the Echelon? Yeah, I will be, but not with the frame. The frame I'm keeping because that was a gift from Sharps Brothers, so I don't sell product that was given to me. Unless they send me a second one for a giveaway or something. I see why Glocks with the drum mag and switches are illegal. They turn into a rifle. Yeah, it's worse than that because they turn into an uncontrollable rifle. The problem with any handgun with a switch or full auto feature is you can't control it. I don't care who you think you are, you can't. When you see dudes shooting Glock 18Cs at the range and they've never shot a full auto handgun before, that thing just goes... About to buy a PSA 9mm rifle. I really like my PSA, so I'm going to do it. Hope you have good luck with it, dude. Sniper rifles are a misnomer. Here on the channel, I like to encourage proper nomenclature. Sniper is a position. I have semi-auto rifles. That's a semi-auto rifle, and with a 4-power optic on it. Technically, I could sniper with it, but sniper is not an actual designation for a gun. If that had like a 2 to 25 or whatever, like a really high magnification scope on it, that could be what's called a DMR, a designated marksman's rifle. But what's a good budget AR? Because you have an AK is expensive in your state. Yeah, Diamondback and Radical both make $500 ARs. And they are reliable. They're built to mil spec, not commercial. So every part basically manufactured now is for mil spec unless you custom order it or order it from a company specifically. So you want mil spec guns. Things like the buffer tube and a few other parts inside are not the same between mil spec and commercial. But they're good starters. In fact, Diamondback makes the lowers for Daniel Defense. Just notice your star is orange now because you've been a member long enough for it to finally transition. You've been a member for a long time. Do I have a favorite rimfire? Caliber and model. Well, I don't really mess with rimfire too much. I have a TX22 for 22, long rifle, and then I have a Winchester 1875 chambered in 22 bolt action. I have not tried the Walmart sports drink. That's not a bad price though. 18 pack for $7.47. That's a pretty good price. Maybe I'll have to go and look at it. If I did sign you some emojis, would you look them over for consideration? If you want to, you can send them on to me. Hey, what do you say is a good starter pistol for people to buy? I can't do that actually and give you an answer. I can tell you what's reliable, but you need to go and see what fits for you. Telling you to get a Glock 19 when you may not like the angle, the grip angle of a Glock 19 could cause an issue for you where you just don't like shooting the gun and then you don't practice with it. So what I would tell you is go to a gun store and pick up as many guns as you can, see what fits your hand naturally. Go to a range that rents gun, shoot some of them, see what fits your hand naturally and shoots well, and then make your purchase. Citadel is owned by Chiappa, so I don't recommend their brand anymore. No opinions on an 8.6. I've never shot one. Canon's a good first or Glock in my opinion. Like I said, we can tell you what's reliable, but I won't tell you what to buy. Ruger or Buckmark and why? If you're talking about for 22, I'd go with the Ruger Mark IV 45 Light because it's got a 1911 lower basically, and it's got a one-button release to take it down, which makes it better in my opinion. Jiminy, how's everything going, Jiminy? Well, Speedy, everything's fine, I guess. Can't really say anything's terrible, but I'm just stuck in limbo waiting for my firearms license and just waiting to get some shit going because I got some guns I'm planning on selling. What's my take on a SIG 320C? I don't like any of the compact 320s. For some reason, something to do with the overall action to function with their bore axis, their overbore axis, their height overbore is super fucking high, or their bore axis. And for some reason in the compact slides, I don't know if it's the spring rates or whatever, shoot a compact 320 and the rounds barely make it out of the slide before it slams shut. And it seems underwhelming, and I don't like the gun. I like a full size all day long, but not the short ones. Anderson is mil spec. I'm not sure about Andro, but for the most part, you can just Google them too, Mr. Mom. I'm pretty sure 90% of Andersons are going to be mil spec. They might offer a commercial, but do you have a favorite EDC knife? Nope, I don't. I don't EDC a knife usually. I have a QB that was sent to me by QB a long time ago. Did you get dogs? Nope, those are my buddy's dogs. Can I decock a loaded revolver safely without discharging it? Modern ones usually have transfer bar safeties, and the older ones, yeah, you technically can, but you run into the same issue as you would with a single action like 1911. You're going to have to pull the trigger while holding the hammer. So there's always a chance. It's not super big, but there's always a chance. Doing day shoot first time at end of this month. Nice, dude. Oh, clay shoot. Gotcha. I'm all right, Ryan. You'll be right back. All right, Bullseye. I think we're all ready for you to get your FFL. Well, like I said, I'm going to, once I get the FFL, then I can start doing online sales. So you like turtles. Yay. Am I right or left-handed? I'm right-handed, but I shoot both. I used to be able to write well left-handed, but my nerves are all screwed now. What's your favorite 22 pistol? Don't really care for 22. No problem, Paige. Anyone have a backup EDC in case something happens to your main? I used to keep a couple of guns. I've got a buddy that carries 2 guns. He always carries a semi-auto and a revolver in the store. So Glock 34 home defense, Glock 26 EDC, Glock 47 duty. What do you think? If they work for you, I'm happy for you, but I would never choose a Glock. What DASA would you pick for a first-time buyer? Again, I can't tell you what's going to work for you. I can tell you which ones are reliable. Get a DA Canic. Those are reliable. You can get wow, there's not as many as there used to be. CZ with the P09, they can do that double action, single action. Get a compact CZ Shadow 2. They're expensive, but they're double action, single action. Yeah. You the gun community, I learned a lot. There you go. 9 or 45. Whatever my gun is chambered in. And I say that, Shigs, because if I like a gun and it's only available in 9, like that gun, the SAR K12 Sport is only available in 9mm, so I'm going to have to go with 9 if I want to buy the gun. Some guns are only available in like 45, so if it's only available in 45, like the K2, which is the upgraded version of that gun, then I have to buy the 45. So I don't claim a caliber just because I like to keep all my options open. And there's a lot of you people. Hit the like button. Help me out here. My left and right hand, old man. Yeah, you don't shoot left-handed, though. I do. Wait. No Glock. No. Look at the guns on the wall. Every single one of those guns is superior to a Glock. Even the Ruger American. Even Big Dick McDick right there is superior to a Glock, in my opinion. I'm omnicaliber sexual. Dale, thanks for coming up and stepping up again. Happy birthday. In 2 days it will be, and I'm supposed to be live streaming. That'll be an interesting one. Thank you. I took my wear and carry with the CZ75. Nice. Mr. Molly carries 1. Oh, your Shadow 2's coming in tomorrow. Send the TSO up. Glocks are overpriced Tupperware. It's not that... Yes, they're overpriced. But here's the way I describe it, because I've had a lot of times people have asked me the same question, why don't I care for Glocks? I got a Glock tattoo because I dislike them that much. My problem with Glock is that they literally haven't innovated any of their... They've barely iterated their designs. They moved to a double-nested recoil spring. Woohoo. They finally put ambi controls on it. Woohoo. But they're unimaginative. They're also not built to a good tolerance. The reason a Glock runs so well is that they are built to be loose. They're built to be trash tier quality. They are built so that they can run any ammo because there's 25, 35 thousandths room between the frame and the slide. Yes, it does allow water, junk, mud, crap out, but it also creates a gun that's just mediocre at best. So I would rather invest my time, money, energy into better guns. I have 4, 5 Glocks right now, and none of them go on my wall because I don't give a shit about them. They're not worth my time. They're a gun that I have to own in order to be able to bitch about them, but they're never going to be a gun I go to first. I will carry that 5906 before I carry a Glock. It's not even that it's a starter platform, but the same argument's going to come from everybody. And I know that it's me giving my opinion on why I don't care for Glock, but everybody will tell you the same thing. If you put different sights or a different trigger or a different slide, or you get it cut, or you do this or you do this, then you wind up with a good gun. Great. So you're spending $1,000 to build a $500 gun to make it good. There's a difference between good and reliable. You got a Glock tattoo because you hate them? May I ask what the thought process was behind that? Yeah, I told you guys that if you paid me enough money, I would get a Glock tattoo, and you guys paid me $3,000 to get a tattoo that says Glock. I put it there in the crook of my elbow so it's always visible. And it's also rainbow colored, but the rainbow, I had a bad reaction to the tattoo because I'm allergic to topical creams. But yeah, so I have that tattoo for 2 years because and I do it again. I hate Chiappa. Somebody wants to pay me $2,000, I'll get a Chiappa tattoo. Do snapping turtles have the most recoil for a tortoise? Show us on the Glock where the Glock hurts you. Yep. Bearded boys bickering about their tools. Well, you're on the internet trying to start an argument, so how's that any different? I had a 5906 police trade-in, and it had an awesome trigger. Yeah, the single action on them are great. The reset is actually pretty solid on them. That's the reason why those were so popular until the Glock took over. And again, I'll acknowledge, Glock took over. Whatever, who gives a shit? But An all-steel gun with a great trigger and a decocker, nice. My Glocks are good, but my MMPs are reliable, nice. Hey, MR. No, I shaved mine off. Glocks are fine in my opinion. And that's all you can say about them. They're fine. And again, it's one that Glock took over law enforcement. It really did. So law enforcement agencies got such a good deal on them that they were willing to get rid of them. It was like $1,500 Kimber versus $900 Kimber. You get what you pay for. Yeah, pretty much. But, yeah. You like the serviceability of Glocks. To each your own. That's what I say. To each your own. If you like them better than another brand, go for it. 100% behind you. If it's your choice and you want to be a Glock supporter, be a Glock supporter. I don't have to participate in your reasoning, just like you don't have to participate in mine. If you don't like what I have to say, you're more welcome to have your opinion. The problem is I do speak a lot of facts when it comes to Glock. Just like an AK, they're designed to be rattly. Oh God, DB, stop perpetuating that. They haven't done that since 2021. Yo, the $1,400 Kimber is nice. Yeah, it's so nice your dad stole it from you. Yet you won't let me steal your orange. Why not own them all and use whatever matches your panties that day? Because on the day I go commando, I have to stick my finger in my ass. Do you have a Kimber or anything in 1911? Yeah, I've got a lot of 1911s. However, they retain the most resale value. So when I needed to pawn a bunch of my guns, I took a bunch of my 1911s and pawned them. I do have a pair of Ardent Black Ops sitting in front of me. It's my daily. I reject your reality and substitute my own, pretty much. I like the older SIG models as well. Did you just pop a perk? No. It would be a waste of drugs. I can't pick up guns. You know that, fucking DB. Should I get a 10.5 unsuppressor under blackout? Won't get a suppressor. Yeah, absolutely you should, because the round was designed for shorter barrels. You want a barrel anywhere from 8 to 11 inches. Actually, like 7 to 11 inches. What's the best barrel length for 7.62 by 39? 16 to 20. Depending, if it's a hunting rifle, you can go with like a 22 to 24. I'm not saying anything you type, DB. You're weird. Hey, all you people that are just in here, do me a big favor, guys. I only ask this because I'm not Darkside Phil. I'm not Wings of Redemption. I'm not asking you for money. All I'm asking you to do is hit the like button, double tap your screen, whatever you can do. It helps with the algorithm. It helps promote my channel. It tells them, hey, look, this numbnuts is worth listening to. He's worth promoting, and he actually doesn't create issues for 2A owners here on YouTube. So let's go ahead and advertise with them. Let's go ahead and do all this shit. So by not e-begging, all I want is Google's money. I don't give a shit about your money. If you donate to the channel, hallelujah, but I don't give a fuck. If you want to do something stupid, we're always looking at doing different tattoos. I got plenty of space left to do stupid ass tattoos, but you got to pay for them. I'm not a cheap date. I'm not a cheap whore. You'll get your money worth, kind of, but I'm not a cheap whore. Boom, 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 boom. Recently got to try a Rock Island. You really enjoyed it. Nice for a budget 45. Yeah, pretty much. Yes, can't touch guns. Instant shutdown, pretty much. Double tap the like. Thank you. Hello, Willow. HL for life. Thank you. And it's your third super on a live stream, so congratulations. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate that one. Kick out the moderator? How ironic. Who kicked the moderator? Oh, I say that a lot, but I have also been thinking about maybe just stopping doing some lives for a while and concentrate on my business and other things. I have gotten rid of some mods, but nobody that's been in here today. Best barrel length for home defense. Best barrel length is whatever you're comfortable shooting, man. I've got an 18-inch freaking shotgun, so it doesn't really matter. Just if you got a 16-inch barreled AK, just rock that AK, dude. that'll do the business for you. Yeah, well, YouTube unfortunately is a money making machine. All they care about is bringing in money for almighty Google, and because of that, they are playing the political correctness card. That's why, ever since the Akihara forest with the suicide forest, YouTube cracked down on children's content and shit like that. 1911s are the muscle cars of Civics. Glocks are muscle cars of guns. Glocks are like Civics. I don't even think. See, the new Civics are actually pretty quality, so I'm still gonna say it's like a Toyota Corolla. Favorite hollow point: Hornady, Critical Duty, Critical Defense, and then Federal HST. 1911s are my favorite pistol. Would I rather have an AR-15 or an AR-16? Classic AR-15 for me. I mean, it's what I got up there, although it does have a binary trigger. The main difference, of course, is the fact that it was a 308 gun. I had to look it up, honestly. AR-16s, I don't mess with anything like an AR-16. So, HL, thank you. But yeah, AR-15, just because the cost of 308 ammo is so damn expensive, I can run the 5.56. What gun do I think has the best and smoothest trigger that you've ever shot? Probably the CZ Tactical Sport Orange is one of the best triggers I ever shot. It's a 1 3/4 right out of the box. But I have had some highly tuned 1911s that I've shot that were pretty damn solid. And pretty soon I'm picking up an STI Grandmaster, and that's got an amazing trigger. You can always move over to Truth Social. What's Truth Social? You got to go. Doom, thanks for coming in and hanging out, brother. AR-15s are classic. I personally use one. Nice. 458 SOCOM. I had one, but I actually sold it right away because it cut the seat in my truck. What do I think of the 1911 Platypus? It's a cool design. It's a way to bridge the gap, especially if you have a lot of Glocks and a lot of Glock mags. Because Glock mags are a lot cheaper than like Wilson Combat 1911 mags, and you get the capacity. I didn't know there's an AR-16. Yeah, if you look it up, Armalite made the AR-16. It's basically an AR-10 almost. It's an AR-looking gun that's chambered in 7.62 by 51. Still never shot an AR. Might look into getting one, but really need to research it first. You're shooting a 22 caliber round. Yeah, it's going between 26 and 3,000 feet per second, but it's so little recoil. Super easy to shoot. Your best trigger that you've used was from an M&P. Nice. Are Taurus firearms worth buying like the G3? Yeah, if you're trying to stay within a specific budget, they're a really decent option. You definitely want to get to know the gun, take it to the range a bunch, practice with it, make sure that it shoots well, make sure that the break-in period's been done. Some companies like CZ and Glock, they fire their guns a certain number of times to make sure that the guns are worn in so that they don't have all those stovepiping and failure to feeds that a lot of cheaper guns have. So do that, put a lot of rounds through it, and then you'll be good to go. Also, the G3, G3C, G2C, they all have what's called double strike capability. They're not true double actions because you can't decock them. You can't start them with a round in the chamber in double action. You can only start them in single action. So it has what's called double strike capability. So if it doesn't fire the round, you can just keep pulling the trigger. Brady, what's up? Could use only one gun. More than likely a shotgun diesel. It gives you the most varied use. Thoughts on 338 Lapua? 338 Lapua is a cool round, but it's a very expensive round, and I don't have any like high-end guns that shoot it. Pardon me. That floor got some snot. Careful with the G3s. I had nothing but problems with the one I had. Sonny, unfortunately, you got a bad one, and that's why I tell you to take them to the range and shoot them a lot. I've had nothing but perfect luck with all the Taurus pistols I've ever had. So it's not an inherent flaw with the gun. It's an inherent flaw with their quality control. So yes, I agree. Be careful. Test it before you carry it. I'm going to hug it and kiss it and call it George. You got 2K rounds in your MP9. Nice. How's business? Not really doing anything. Waiting for my FFL, Alchemist. It's a good starter. Then you could work up to like a 1911 or a 357. Yep. Do I like Glocks? No. Got a 308 lower. Can it run in 243 Win? Not sure. Why do I not think that is possible? Doesn't sound. I've never seen one chambered in 243, but who knows? Weird question. How many rounds should I go through of 9mm per range trip? If you want to make the trip worth it, you should be practicing. You know, if you want to maintain competency with the firearm shooting is a deterioratable skill, which means it can deteriorate over time if you don't use it. It's a perishable skill, actually, probably be a better way to put it. So, like when I go to the range, I try to put at least 100 rounds through each gun. Unless I'm taking only one gun, then I'll do like 250 rounds. What I do with the Smith & Wesson 460, I used it to get the 2 CZs back. You ever have a pistol blow apart? Nope. That's crazy that Glocks were blowing up on you. Bless me, thank you. Oh, so you can run 243 in one. There you go. Have you considered you might be running shitty ammo and not the gun? Recently got my hands on a Para P1445. Got a great deal on it. Thoughts on Para? Para Ordnance, even up until Freedom Ordnance Group bought them in 2015, even the U.S. builds weren't that bad, but I do prefer the Canadian builds myself as well. So, yeah. Still running the shop, or did you shut down waiting for the FFL? I still have a lot of stuff advertised on eBay and stuff, but I'm not really giving a shit about the in-person part of it because I'm making more money off of items when I sell them online. I've literally had 12 walk-in people since I opened the store. I open the door every day, I turn on the on sign, and I make a Facebook post, but do I speak Russian? No, I don't. You can run any short-action cartridge generally. Do you have a revolver? Got a few. Which handgun has the best? I will tell you right now, but unfortunately, I'm also going to report you because, you know, there we go. Even if you're playing a joke, we don't play jokes around here. Nice tools in the background. Thank you, sir. So, anybody else doing anything fun for Veterans Day? Did you guys have a good meal or anything like that? I had rice and kimchi today and some chicken because I'm not eating a lot of food right now too. Not sure if I got sick after we ate the egg, but I wound up pooping a lot of weird colors. Hold on a second. I need to refresh my page because I'm missing out on chats. Anytime, internet. When's the last time you ate some bean paste? It's been a while. Is that a SIG in the middle? Nope. Currently, there are no SIG sours on that board. I'm sure it wasn't the ammo. The last was in and out of a gun shop 4 times, sent the Glock twice. First thing I did with that Para was put a flat mainspring on it. Oh, yeah. I prefer the flats. No, I really, unfortunately, don't, Saucy. I had to go to school because it's a freaking hurricane makeup day. That sucks. You were stove up. Can't hardly walk today. What's stove up? Smith & Wesson in 45 is a good gun. Yes, because they got rid of the grip, the magazine disconnect too, which I like in the Gen 2s. Gen 1s, unless they were Leo guns, had magazine disconnects. Yo, serious question. Can a green card holder buy and keep a gun for self-defense? Yes, you can. You do need valid ID with a current proof of address in order to buy a gun. You got a Browning high power? I have one on hold at my buddy's pawn shop. I sold my last one. Started my steel frame collection so far. Beretta, CZ75, Spec Series. What else should I look for? Revolvers, obviously. Yeah, like a GP100 or a Smith & Wesson Model 29 if you want a 44 Magnum. But if you're looking for steel frame guns, you should probably look at like a SIG 226. They make a steel frame gun that's really nice. There's a lot of them you can go with. German guns are best in the world. What do you say? World War II says it isn't. Is CLP the only thing I need to clean my Taurus? It all depends on how dirty your gun gets. I do full takedown field strips on my guns after range time. I use gun scrubber, and then I use Wilson Combat lubes. Nice, thank you. I appreciate you answering. No problem, Serial. I mean, to buy CLP and accidentally bought gun cleaner, what's the difference? It's Lucas brand. So straight gun cleaner. So this is gun scrubber. This is what I use on most of my guns. To get all the crap off of it. A gun cleaner is only designed to take stuff off. Some of the other stuff like Ballistol, Safari Charlie, those ones are cleaners and lubricants at the same time. So keep that in mind. Yeah, I've handled an MC9. Cheap semi-auto 22 planker. The P17 is a good choice, but I'd also look at a TX22. If you get a first gen one, you can get them for like $250. So about $60 to $70 more, but you get better features, I believe, than the P17. Never updated my address on my ID, so I pick up my guns, I write down my old address. Could I get in trouble? So here's the thing I tell people when they come in and they're filling out your when you're filling out your background check, your 4473, your address has to match what's on your license. That's all I can tell you. I can't tell you how to fill out a form. I can't tell you what to put down. All I can tell you is the document must match the ID. Is the M17 pistol available to civilians? Yes, has been for a decade, ever since it came out. Why you bring World War II into this? You think it's funny? Yes, because no, Germany doesn't make that many good guns, and we've taken much of your manufacturing away from you. And if you think HK is good guns, they're perfectly serviceable guns, but they're not that good. Walther, they're all clones of themselves. And you've obviously never been to this channel before, so if you can't have a sense of humor, you probably should click away. And here, I'll help you. In my opinion, is one of the greats when it comes to revolvers. Agreed. I think it has an amazing trigger, much better than the Colt. I think the oldest gun in my collection is a Sears Roebuck shotgun from 1905. Nice. HK talk about overrated and priced. What's your thoughts on running a suppressor on an EDC? That could be problematic, Levi. If you're running a suppressor on your EDC, that could lead to potential problems with prosecution should you have to use it. But additionally, if you're running a 9mm 380, whatever the case may be, and you have to run a 6.5 to 7-inch can on the end of a 7-inch gun, you're not concealed carrying it. You might be able to like shoulder holster it so it sticks straight down, but it doesn't make any sense to EDC a suppressed gun. Not a fan of the P38. I've had a couple. Better trigger than which Colt, if you don't mind me asking? The GP100 has a better trigger than the Colt Python. I think the Colt Python has a decent trigger. It is a good trigger, but the I would put the order from I'd say the GP100, the Smith & Wesson 686, and then the Colt Python. But they're like this close to each other. Cool guns, thank you. I mean, it's not even the holster thing, it's being able to draw it. If you get something that's open-ended in leather, I've got holsters that I've run a suppressed for shits and grins at the store. It's annoying enough to CCW a threaded gun, adding suppression system. Your Thunderbeast Arms Fly 9 is short. Yeah. But again, the first thing I said, you know, like the first part that I brought up was that it could create issues with prosecution should you be forced to use it. If you're carrying around a suppressed firearm, some people may misinterpret that. Do I think I could beat you in a duel? Yes. I have a Russian SKS. It's been bubbled by my older brother. Should I unbubble it? It's all numbers matching other than you lost the original 10-round mag. Well, you lost the mag, so I guess if you have to stock swap it, it's not as big a deal. I'm not sure. Did SKS mark their stocks and stuff when they built them? I'm not sure. I'm going to get my son a Red Ryder carbine for Christmas, or should I get him a 22? If he has no experience with the gun, start him with something like a pellet gun or a BB gun and then work him up to a 22, or just get him like a single shot cricket or something and teach him the right way. Ever try the Colt Viper? Nope, can't say I ever did. Which one was the Colt Viper? Did 38 special, 4.25-inch barrel. Well, that's cool. But again, it's a 38 that's $1,000, so the price to performance isn't there. Aside from the stupid cylinder release, I love my 5-inch Python. Looks so good, and I'll definitely get the bad guys' attention. As long as you carry your tag, it's fully legal in any situation. A normal state by state is a different question. It's not the legality that I'm talking about, dude. It's what happens when you're in a grocery store or you somewhere and you have to use that firearm to kill somebody. And there's questions about the legality of the shoot. Maybe you shot a guy in the back, right? And they argue that you had the suppressor on because you were trying to be a quiet assassin, or some overzealous prosecutors trying to say that you were looking for an opportunity to snipe somebody. As stupid as those scenarios are, there are cases of those kinds of statements being issued by prosecutors. And you see politicians say stupid shit all the time when it comes to firearms and accessories and shit. So having your tax stamp with you is probably not something you're thinking about when you're EDCing. You can carry a digital copy on your phone if you need to, but I always carry a paper one when I'm traveling. Put a red dot and a bipod on a cricket. Why not? It'll work. Oh, it is a 357. I apologize. For some reason, I was looking at one that said it was 38 special. It does nothing for me, though. Sorry, Sonny. Dudes walking down the street with an air slung over their shoulder, effing stupid, need attention because daddy didn't give it. Yeah. Let's settle that argument right now. States that allow NFA items for EDC. What NFA items are permitted by each state? Let's see. Alabama. I want carry guns, though. Hold on. I always feel weird when I'm not answering all your questions. As long as you have all the paperwork, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, well. All right, let's go. I don't like USCCA, but they do have lawyers. Like, couldn't have a legitimate if you want to shoot somebody, it shouldn't matter. No, I love these fuckers. Never mind. It takes me to a forum. Forums are the worst possible place to get information. And if you get your information from a forum, you're a fucking idiot. How's this RK-12 shoot? Pretty good. I took it down to North Carolina, and we were doing one-handed 100-yard shooting, and it was pretty good. Am I famous? No. Thanks to my short-lived OnlyFans career. I've got his autograph. In terms of excess, would you choose to own a rifle with an attached bayonet or a flamethrower? Probably a bayonet because the flamethrower is harder to maneuver. Did you freeze up? No, I was reading shit. Yeah, I'll be honest with you, X-Ray. Send me an email. Hold on a second. Because I fucking forgot. That's on me. Just send me an email to thejiminyshow@gmail.com. I thought I sent you a shirt. I'll have to check pirate ship in the morning. 2 fried pickles over the dip. No way, you forgot? Yeah, well, that's also why I've cut back on really talking about shit. So once I get the hoodies and shit, I'll put them up. Obviously, those people that have pre-ordered, they're going to get theirs right away, but the rest of the people will find out when I get them made. Still waiting on my Scorpion light. Still sitting on my desk. You said you'd stop by. How's it going? It's going. Ended up getting one from your spring store. Oh, yeah. No. I remember that. Now I remember the conversation, and I know I have your email, and I fucked that up. That's my fault, dude. I will go through my emails after the live and package it up. I am an idiot. Sorry. New room. Yeah, this is going to be the gun room for the store. So it's got a reinforced deadbolt. I changed out all the hardware. So, like, the doors are solid wood with 3-inch screws going into the hinges and the deadbolt and the frame. So you literally can't kick it in even if you wanted to. Yeah, I was going to answer your question, but you couldn't give me 2 fucking seconds. I asked fried pickles or spinach dip, and people are saying the pickles over the dip. I'm going to go with the pickles as well. Sorry, Stone. You ate a fucking egg. Is it approved yet? My FFL? No. They took the money, but they took the money last Monday. We had the election on the 5th, and today's Veterans Day, so they're not doing shit. Who knows if government agencies were all fucking panicking during the election, so I didn't anticipate anything getting done last week or this week. Still haven't gotten the call for the site visit. I'll probably wind up contacting them probably Wednesday or Thursday at this point. You ate more egg than I did, because I thought you were actually swallowing. If I had a nickel every time I said that to a girl, I'd owe somebody $10. And is 3 spare mags too many to carry every day? Government aluminum frame, 1911 in 45. Carry as much as you're comfortable, dude. There's people that'll carry much more than that. So I know, like, my old boss, he would carry his Colt Delta Elite, and he'd wear a mag pouch, plus he'd keep one in the pocket, so he had 4 mags in total. So make another batch of jerky tonight. Yeah, a good buddy of mine, actually, he bought the Gettysburg safe from me, and he's making me some deer jerky, but I was busy all day today. Yeah, I know you couldn't keep it down. Any experience with sending tritium sites back into Trigicon for a relamp? For a relamp? I can't say I've ever done that. Who the fuck you plan on having a shootout with? Depending on where you live, DB. Either that or he's the panic shooter. Somebody that just mag dumps without aiming and then he needs to reload a lot. You carry 45 rounds in total. So with mine, I just carry 1 spare mag. So I have 8 plus 1, so 9 in the gun, plus a spare 8-rounder. Have I tested the new bodyguard? No, but I've played with it. It feels better in the hand than the original. I have video of me shooting the original bodyguard, and it sucked. The ergonomics were so shit on it that every time I shot it, I released the mag. Spray and pray, pretty much. Just another Glock perfection. 2 mags, 35 rounds. Come on, man. You need to be running them extended clipazines. You should be running 61 rounds. What would you recommend for a first-time CCW carrier? Again, I answer this question, and I'll do it the same way I always do. You need to find a place that you can rent a gun from and test fire a bunch of different guns to see what fits in your hand. Or if you already have some knowledge with guns, go to a gun store, pick up as many guns that you think you might want to conceal carry as possible, and see which ones fit you best. Go with as big a gun as you can comfortably conceal. Don't go with a pocket mouse just because everybody tells you to or the guy at the store tells you to. Go with as big a gun as you can carry. I've carried, for the most part, for the last 4 years, 1911s is my EDC. 5-inch barrel, full frame, and it's worked for me. What works for you, I can't say. I can just tell you when guns are reliable. My aim didn't need more rounds. Pretty much, the average self-defense shooting is between 3 and 5 rounds. So let's say with my 1911, I dump out 5 rounds. Well, I'll do a tactical reload where you save the mag, replace it with a fresh mag. You got 9 rounds plus an extra 4 in the other gun. It's all about placement. Yep. It's one of those days, Sonny. Just ignore it. 52 rounds with 3 Glock mags, 2 15s, and a 22 round. Well, there you go. So you got a beautiful We the People limited edition 1911, but it's hard to find for less than 2,500. Any of those limited editions, once they're gone, they get insane. You're training consistently. I feel comfortable with my groupings. I'm worried about malfunctions. Practice, man. Force yourself to deal with them. If you're worried about having to deal with them, what you do is you have somebody randomly load a snap cap into your magazine. So when you're at the range training, you'll get a random dead round, and then you have to practice tap rack or any other kind of malfunctions that you're trying to practice. You can also practice shooting. You can keep the hand behind your back, practice loading, unloading. You can do all kinds of different practice. Mechanic does you very well. Nice. What's my thoughts on the AK-12? Not really a fan. Texas is the best for gun laws. Actually, Wyoming is actually the U.S.'s best state for gun laws. You have a lot of freedoms, but Wyoming is the least restrictive. Have ever shot 410 slugs? Yes. If you go to a gun store and the clerk is especially trying to get you to buy one brand, do you think he is biased? Oh, 100%. Especially when they go, well, you should buy a Glock because I carry a Glock. Walk away. Don't buy something because somebody else has one. Buy something because it's comfortable to you. Been trading my high point carbine. My sights kind of suck and I don't want to mount an Optic on it. Why, you don't want to triple the value? What range do you normally start with on paper test targets when testing a new firearm? If you're not sure about the sights on it, then start at 5 feet. Back up. Take 3 or 4 shots at 5 feet, then back up to 5 yards, which is 15 feet, and then just keep moving back as you get more comfortable shooting it. You shouldn't really be, like, if you're practicing for self-defense, you really shouldn't be going back past like 20 yards, because if you're engaging targets past 20 yards, it's extenuating circumstances, such as that kid in the Greenview Mall who did 8 out of 10 from 40 yards. 45 ACP doesn't need placement. It's going to do some damage. Well, you still need placement. Patience, Billy Woody on the fly is inspiring. I try, Sonny. 12 gauge all the way. For home defense, and if I'm out, like, because of the zombies, yes. Quadruple the value. Yeah, you should never end up in a situation where you need an entire box worth of ammo and shots. No. I mean, you see in police shootouts, they'll fire 130 rounds and hit the suspect 12 times. That's because motherfuckers don't know how to aim. I bought a CZ TSO because somebody I know used to have one. Bro, I'll trade you the 460 XVR for your Shadow too. Max it out with the 17L. Yeah, 25 yards. Like when I go back, yeah, the Dickens drill. Gotcha. Greenwood. Sorry, what'd I say? Greenview. So I will train back to 25 yards and then I'll go back farther just for shits. Where's the Beretta Jaguar? Don't have one. What's your thoughts on G2 RIP rounds? I don't recommend carrying RIP rounds just because of the name they gave it. Yeah, radically invasive projectile. Bullshit. Rest in peace. So there's a CZ in the back. If you look closely, there are 3 actual CZs and a clone. Did you order the Shadow 2? Nah, he's got a something or other coming. Should I build a Mark 12 or just buy one outright? I mean, if you're going to duplicate it without spending the money, then you have to build it. If you just want to drop the dough on it and be done with it, just buy the original, man. Do you think a 50 cal is good? For what? Most cops use Glocks, which are okay accuracy-wise. I can tell you 100 bajillion% and that's not a miscalculation on my part, guns are more accurate than the people shooting them. I've run into like a couple, like I had a Daewoo like 226 clone that couldn't shoot for shit. And it was funny because when we fired it down the test tubes, we'd see the flash at different spots because the barrel was moving so much. What's the tiny pistol behind you? That's a Jennings J22, or as we call it here on the channel, Big Dick McDick. Yeah, the black and blue CZ Shadow too. How are Glocks okay accuracy? Why? That makes 0 sense. Oh, I thought it was a Shadow. It's Tactical Sport. As a Kimber lightweight 5-inch 9. Think about getting. What do you think? I've had it. I bought one in Arctic and I had it for a while. Sold it to my buddy. He sold it back to me, and I recently sold it back to him. I don't do live streaming like co-live streaming, dude. Mechanical accuracy isn't an issue. Yep. So what's your thoughts on training offhand for issues of injury? I shoot both hands regardless. Even when I went down to North Carolina, most of the guns I would shoot a little bit left-handed, even though we were shooting at 100 yards, which was stupid. We didn't shoot anything closer. Well, that's not a true. When I mag dumped the 2 Smith & Wessons, I was closer. But yeah, I always practice offhand. Grandpa said his 1911 off to get his sight swapped for Trijicon. It's been a month and still haven't heard anything from the store. They said it would take them about a weekend. That's a big problem you run into. A lot of times they just fucking drop the ball, or they send it to a guy that's a local guy or whatever. Long Dong, how you living? Big thought. Thoughts on a SIG M18X with an $800 optic. It's not hard to spend $800 on an optic, man. So. Opinion on 30 Super Carry. It's basically 32 French long, more power than 32 ACP. The problem with 30 Super Carry is it came out at the absolute worst possible time, and coupled with the fact that it had the absolute worst publicity ever. Smith & Wesson kept claiming it was going to replace 9mm, which was the stupidest thing they could have said. They should have said it was an excellent alternative to 380. They also only have 2 companies that were manufacturing firearms for it. One was Smith & Wesson, duh, but the other one was Nighthawk fucking Customs, and they still make 1911s that fire 30 Super Carry, but a $4,000 gun for a round that's not even proven. It was pretty crazy. Tactical Sport 2, black and blue. Yeah, that's the one I'll trade you for the 460. Also looking at the Springfield Operator 5-inch and 45. Is it worth the $1,000 price tag? In my opinion, it definitely is. I've had 2 of them. I have one currently, and the last one I had was a Wilson Combat Rebuild. One of my best friends has that gun, actually, Ryan. He has that gun. I kind of regret selling it to him because I sold it to him for like $1,500 when it was a $3,000 gun, but I got it for $700, so I couldn't really rip him off. But yeah, $1,000 for a 1911 is high entry level or low mid-level. It's got a rail. It doesn't have front strap checkering. You got to go with the TRP if you want the front strap checkering, which is about another $600-700 gun. But overall, the functionality of the Operator is amazing. I slapped the Primary Arms SLX on my AK for my optic. It works. Absolutely. Thoughts on 300 Blackout? It's a perfectly good round. It's designed to be run suppressed out of short barrels. So, what's your recommendation on a budget 45 ACP 1911? What is your budget? If you want to spend something in the $300, you can get like GI models from Rock Island and Gerson. If you want to spend in the $500 to $700 range, then you're in the T-Sauce Gerson ranges. Once you step out of the $700 range, you can get like a Springfield Garrison for about $750 to $800. You can get Fusion Firearms around $800. I personally, if you're not going to do anything with the gun, if you just want a gun that you can pick up, go to the range, and shoot with, I'd recommend spending $750 to $1,000. And I would consider that a budget complete gun. If you don't mind changing out parts or you want to upgrade the gun yourself, then I would look at the cheaper guns. Start leaving some of the extra magazines at home. The lightweight Kimbers are great. Don't. 33. If you're comfortable carrying 4 extra 3 spare mags, carry them, dude. It's better to have it, not need it. Don't let us, people on the internet, tell you not to carry it. If you're comfortable with it, do it. There's a cop that famously carries 150 rounds of 9 with him at all times. because he used to carry a Glock 21, shot a dude 13 freaking times and didn't kill him until the last round. Are Ithaca 1911s good or junk for the money? They're good, but they're ancient. Ithaca built guns were contract guns, and they haven't been built in so long, unless they re-released Ithaca like a Turkish brand. 100% getting a Laugo sometime next year. What's your thoughts on a $1,400 Kimber Repeat Ice with threaded barrel and optics cut? I've looked at the Heat, and they're good guns as long as you get them one that runs good. Make sure that you run it through its break-in period and just run a bunch of rounds through it, and the gun should be fine. I normally look at spending a minimum of $400 to $500 on a pistol, and honestly, there are some choices under that price range, but also with my connections through dealers and stuff, I can get guns at basically wholesale cost. So my version of budget is different from yours. Sorry. Don't let Joe throw it on the couch. I'll throw whatever I want on the couch. What's the scariest thing that's ever happened to you? In Schenectady, New York, they were building what was called the Rotterdam Mall. It was one of the first two-level malls in the state, and they had dug out a gravel pit to build the place, and it was about 150-foot rock hill. During the winter, it was covered in ice, and me and my buddies were skipping school, and we were playing with cars on there, and I slid down that, and I could have been killed. Hey, play a nice chrome piece. Which one we talking about, son? Boom, my wrist was slit really bad. Scary. That sucks. Last 1911 question. I'm going to use it for church security. I've used the Wilson Combat model mags. What other mags, 8 or 10, would you recommend? I would recommend just sticking with your Wilson Combats, but if you are going to look at another one, look at Ed Brown mags or Chip McCormick mags. You'll send it to Joe's FFL and see how long it takes him to give it back. You'll get it back. It'll just be revolver shaped. You'll throw Stone's Lago on the couch, probably. I'll throw his gun on the ground. Thoughts on that note of extra mags? My dad and a couple other sheriff's deputies back home shot a man 196 times before he went down. He was so strung out, his heart exploded. Jesus Christ! You're looking at the Thompson from Auto Ordnance for your first GI model, around 700-ish. I have one. The only thing you got to keep in mind when you go with a standard GI model is that front sight and rear sight are not replaceable 90% of the time. My my Auto Ordnance 1911, somebody actually put Glock sights on it, and it was hilarious because I got Trijicon Glock night sights on my 1911 GI model. Who are you talking about? My home, Schenectady. So yeah, I grew up in Schenectady, New York, off of Campbell Avenue. Novak mags. I've never messed with those, but if SFR recommends them, then I would say that's a good suggestion to take. Custom shop and performance center guns, or should you get the work done yourself? It depends. Again, there's a lot of custom shop guns that are worth the money because they're already done. But if you have to have every little piece of a gun done to your specifications, then you might as well just buy it and let somebody else do the work. Would $500 be a good price on an almost brand new secondhand Colt 1911? Yes, it absolutely would be. Glock sights on a 1911, how much epoxy did they use? They literally drilled the slide to make the front sight work. They literally drilled down and then they put the front sight in. That one has all steel epoxy in it. I had to do that one, and the rear sight actually fit in the dovetail. They just had to cut it down a lot. Nice to meet you. You too, Michael. Interesting new streaming spot. You still in the shop? I'm still in the shop, but this is actually the gun room. This is the room with the deadbolts and stuff. The best pistol optic on the market, unlimited budget, is expensive better. Expensive equals reliable when it does come to those, but most people will tell you something like a Trijicon RMR would be one of the best ones. Some of the Aimpoint stuff are some of the best ones. Have I ever shot a Beretta PX Storm? Yes, I have shot a PX4 Storm. Rotating barrel is pretty interesting because it helps aid in accuracy. I do my own work on guns. Dremel works fantastic. Oh, you don't want to see what I did to the Ruger to put in a fiber optic front sight on that. Schenectady, New York. I don't really consider that upstate New York, and no, we never got a foot of snow at a time, to be honest with you. I can. Speaking of 1911s, I have an old llama I inherited. The rear sights are held in by a sliver of aluminum from a Mountain Dew can as a shim. Thoughts on the Osprey 9? So I've got an Osprey 9 second gen right there. I like the Osprey. What's your thoughts on having a CCW in a state that is constitutional for concealed and open carry? The reason to have a CCW, regardless of the state that you're in, is if you plan on leaving that state with your CCW. For example, Virginia honors every CCW in the country. But if you're coming from a state with constitutional carry and you don't have a CCW, you cannot carry in the state of Virginia. So the point of having a CCW is to leave the state you're in currently. If you're in a constitutional carry state, like even if Virginia went constitutional carry, I would still renew my CCW just so that I can go and carry guns across state lines into West Virginia, North Carolina. I think Ohio reciprocities with us. Pennsylvania doesn't. Obviously, Maryland and Delaware don't. Schenectady, I don't really consider that because it's still a couple hours just to get to Niagara Falls. I know it's upstate to you, but I don't consider it upstate. It wasn't nice enough to be upstate. You know, everybody talks about upstate and it's all trees and shit. Where, you know, Schenectady, dude. Fucking Crane Street was a hellhole. Am I doing the drunk live Wednesday? No, I have to actually, I'm going to have dinner with my father, so I don't know what time I'm even starting at. Adirondack may be more upstate. There's lots of places that I consider more upstate than Schenectady. So, yeah, I know it's upstate when you talk about, like, compared to, like, all the major routes there. Because I used to go up to Connecticut every weekend or once a month. And, yeah, it's, yeah. Sorry, my brain just stopped. What's the process for a CCW in Virginia? Is it hard to get? It's not hard to get, but it does require a class. If you have no shooting experience, you'll take the 8-hour class. If you do have shooting experience, you can take just the 4-hour in-class class. Then you get a certificate from that instructor. You take it to your local courthouse, and then they have up to 45 days to issue the CCW. They issued mine in 12 days. Yep, I've read about that, Matt. Some states are like that. Maryland is 7-day regardless if you have a CCW, which is stupid. I sold a buddy an HK VP70, and yeah, we took it up there, did the transfer, and he has to wait 7 days. What's for dinner? Korean barbecue? I don't know what we're gonna have. I really don't even want anything for dinner, really. We might just have some rice and kimchi and stuff. Are your parents into guns? No. My mom did skeet shooting back when she was younger, and then my dad was in the Army for 30 years, so he's done with guns. Worst place you've lived? Worst place I've lived? White Bear Lake, Minnesota. There was a shit studio apartment that I used to live in. It was nasty, and it was overpriced. Plus, if you only use constitutional carry, you don't get to skip background checks. Yeah. When you travel out of state, do you personally contact the ATF if you have your suppressor with you? No, not if it's a neighboring state. I know they suggest that you do it, but as long as I have my paperwork with me, I don't give a fuck. I just like to chat and catch up on your upbringing. What I talk about on here is about as deep as I'll get in my childhood in Schenectady. They just opened a Korean barbecue here. We've been twice. What the fuck, dude? You made me eat rotten egg? What shooting experience? Sorry for the dumb question. I've only open carried. I always thought CCW was kind of useless. Hot take, I know. Shooting experience. Have you ever been shooting, basically? Do you have knowledge on how to operate a firearm safely? So when you have shooting experience, then you can just take the 4-hour in class where they just tell you proper ways to carry situations. They go over situations, shit like that. If you have no shooting experience, they'll do the 4-hour class. You'll take a lunch, and then you go to the range for 4 hours. Germany was no fun. I was a youngster when my dad was stationed in Germany, so it wasn't too bad. Hey, it's the guy who dresses up in girl stuff and is funny as fuck. Yeah. You got to pay me to do that, though. Sorry. They opened the Monday after you left. You should have told me. I had a rental car. I would have stayed another day. They charged me an extra day, by the way, the fuckers. You ever go to Maryland or D.C. with your suppressor? No, I mean it's not a dumb question, but no, I don't go to Maryland or DC with any firearm that's loaded. If I'm going to go shooting with a buddy, then I will bring the gun locked in a. I have a couple of different lock boxes that I use, so the guns are safe. How was the pre-election day live stream? Was it as bad as it sounded? Yeah. What can is that? That is the Silencer Co. Osprey 9 Gen 2. You're cool, and you're from my neck of the woods. Nice. Thoughts on Virginia? I've been to Roanoke a couple of times. I moved to Virginia when my father was thinking about moving out of state. So I moved down here because I wanted to get away from my family, and now a lot of my family live within driving distance. We'll eat there after we eat the canned fish. Oh, so I gotta be down there first? No, you're coming up here next time, bro. There's a Value Inn down the road. It's like $18 a week. I'm gonna put you up. I don't talk about who I voted for. Are ARs worth the price tag? It all depends on what you define as your price tag. Go with something like the. There's a lot of companies that make them. Fuck, all of a sudden I can't think of the name. I'm not recommending the other company that used to do stuff. Is the Sharps Bros lower on your echelon worth it? It's roughly $400, so that's for you to decide. Do you want a metal gun bad enough to spend $400 on a frame? It definitely changed the feel of the gun because it was shorter with the magwell than the other one was without. So, I see you in the streets. I'm gonna hug you. My wife is Vietnamese, 5'4". What do you think of her first gun? Shield, the new Bodyguard, or 6 Hour? What I think is you need to let her be the one to choose the gun. Any of those guns are a good choice, but you need to let her decide what feels good in her hand. I'm that weird guy. All right, Michael. Favorite foods. Favorite foods, I'll eat basically. I was about to say anything, but I don't like onions. I don't like cilantro. I don't like beets. I don't like radish. I don't like green onions. I don't like scallions. I don't like leeks. I don't like basil. I don't like pepperoni pizza. Can you trick out a polymer gun to improve its look, or is it lipstick on a pig? If you're talking about with the frame, you can do things like stippling and things like that to customize it. You can add a magwell, things like that, and it's not really lipstick on a pig because then it'll be fine. Those are improvements. I love beets. There's a reason God buried them. I know she's kind of like weirded out because of her culture when she's in there, so getting her picked quickly is the key to get her to get one. Yeah, I mean, if you have any of the options that you were mentioning, you may want to, or if you have friends that have them, maybe have them, bring them over to you so that she can feel how they feel without being stuck in a store. Favorite pistol of all time, 1911 platform. Why are the plastic mainspring housings so controversial on Kimbers? I'm still new to 1911. Because they actually maintain a lot of pressure. There's a spring inside of it that puts pressure on the hammer strut, and some people feel that rear mainspring being made out of polymer, it could melt, it could warp, it could break. If you get into an extreme temperature, that plastic could actually shatter. I've never seen it happen personally, but it's no longer as solid as a steel one. If you've ever changed to your back strap out of your gun and you try to take out that one spring that holds it in there, holy shiz, that thing's under pressure. So my wife is wanting something in 9mm, but she's wanting something light. Any recommendations? Ruger Max 9, Smith & Wesson Shield Plus. Again, you need to take her and let her pick up guns, but those are decent guns. I wouldn't say the TP9 Elite SC is actually a full width slide, but the MC9 or an FN Reflex. I'm about to head out, but the guy he was asking about AR-15s, you can get it cold, but it's going to be overpriced for what you get. Springfield's okay. Smith & Wesson is best for price. The M&P 15s are really solid. Also, the FN 15s are only a couple $100 more, and they're really solid too. Should you get it swapped or just leave it? It depends on what kind of conditions you think you're going to find yourself in all the time. If you're going to find yourself in extremely hot conditions frequently or extremely cold conditions frequently, then I would say it wouldn't be a bad idea to think about swapping it out. But if it's just a range toy and it sits in a climate-controlled safe all the time, then I wouldn't worry about it. Do I run optics on any of my guns? I do from time to time. I have a bunch of optics just laying around, and I'll put them on when I'm shooting some of my guns. If it has an optics cut, I'll usually put an optic on it, but if it doesn't, then I don't. Like, none of the guns up there behind me are actually optics cut, so that's why none of them have optics on them. Except for that one, and it has an optic. I live in Albany, New York. It's super close to Schenectady. Did you get it concealed? No, I don't live there anymore. I left the state of New York when I was 11. Opinion on the CZ Scorpion. 9mm sub carbines like that, they're fun, but it's not my style. Just remembered I need to send you my local FFL for the Walther. I've been waiting. I'm ready to send it out. Or I'll just keep the gun. It's fine. Thanks for the donation. You always blue Loctite the optic. Yes, I do. I've learned that lesson the hard way. Blue Loctite breaks loose. Be careful with red or green. LCP. I used to hate polymer frames and optics, but the Canik MC9 changed my mind. Again, I'm not opposed to optics. I can run an optic just as easily as I can irons. I do believe that you should have a fundamental basis of efficacy with irons. You should be efficient with irons before you start really running red dots. That way, if the red dot goes out, you know how to co-witness or you know how to just use your irons. So I always come up in the algorithm, always keep it up. Udalia Gen 4 Glock 23 with the TLR 1HL in a Trex Hull sidecar. Nice. Thanks for saying that, Cookie. I appreciate that one. Make sure you hit the like. Favorite gun is 1911s. You found a Diamondback DB15 in bronze for like $500. Should I get it or is it shit? No, Diamondback is actually a decent entry-level gun. It allows you to put any of the upgrades you're thinking about in there, and it doesn't cost an arm and a leg. And bronze was one of their first popular colors they did. When they first came out, or really got popular back in 19, they were one of the first ones that also did that split upper rail handguard where there was no pick rail along the top where you would C-clamp it. So what will you charge anyone not named McManus for a transfer fee when you get your FFL? Oh, it'll probably be a $35 transfer fee, which is still cheaper than everybody around here. You've been thinking about putting an optic on the SIG Blackout, but you're carrying it in places you shouldn't be. Maybe use my irons for 5,000 rounds, 4,000 I had to hit on target before I got a red dot. Oh, there you go. $35. Holy smokes. No, that's actually low for this area. There's a store 300 yards away from me that charges $50. No thoughts on Ardwolf. I don't know who they are. I literally subbed again the other night, and yet again it unsubbed me. Sorry, Andrew. Do it again tonight. It always counts. I totally agree my optic is usually off, but it definitely comes in handy and is honestly a backup for me if my glasses bust. Makes sense. Spell run. J-O-G. Where is your shop located at? I am in Northern Virginia. You can carry with an optic. Just because you're tall. I get that. Thoughts on a PSA dagger? Almost got one today. I was debating on it. It was 200 and something bucks, but it didn't have an optics cut. It was threaded barrel with suppressor height sights, but no fucking optics cut, so no. It's highway robbery. $25 is the normal in Ohio. $25 is normal in Ohio where you are, sir. Just because you've got the shop that'll do transfers in for that, that's awesome, and you should maintain that. But here, 50 to 75 is the norm. Say what you will about a Hellcat Pro, but mine has an optic. It's very easily concealable. It does have recoil, though. Do I have a website? Not yet. My FFL license has not been approved yet. As soon as it does, then I will have a website put up. How close are you to Alexandria? Of course we voted blue. Fucking Michael Bloomberg out of New York runs Virginia politics. Um, I am about an hour away from Alexandria. The biggest shop here charges 50. Yep. What if you did $20 and just undercut the fuck out of everyone and make money on volume? It's not just the volume. It's just if you undercut too much, then you're even if I'm doing $15 off of everybody, that's 30% less, which is already a big hit. But I don't want to just do transfers for $20 because then nobody will want to buy from me. I think 35 is fair. Carry without an optic, but I've been considering it. What's your thoughts on a Diamondback DB10? No real practical experience with the DB10, but DBs are fine. That'll any pistol comp for a 9mm. Well, Harrington Arms makes good comps. Radian Ramjet for Glock ones. You didn't say what gun you're planning on putting it on, so you probably answered this 1,000 times. What's good in 1911? Like one and done. Springfield Operator and up. Sig X full and up. Dan Wesson's just in general. Wilson Combat, Nighthawk Customs. Those are all ones and dones. Do I know any decent websites to look for P14 grips? Off the top of my head, no, but I can tell you that you can also search the Rock Island Armory 1911 double stack, which is basically a Para 1445 clone. It uses Para 1445 grips. Hey, Guile, what's up? Did you sell that safe you rebuilt? Yeah, I sold it to a good buddy of mine. He's also bringing me a bunch of deer jerky, too. So he paid me a decent amount and a fair price. I gave him an okay price. I only made like $100 on it. But he's also bringing me a bunch of deer jerky, so I'm winning. Get you in trouble for competitive pricing and running. Well, getting me in trouble, that's not really I wouldn't call that a truth, because technically there is no minimum to charge for a background check. It's just you want to maintain a price that's reasonable. Like, even if I drop it to 30, I think 30 would be a good price. But I'm going to start at 35. We'll see what happens. Are gun store kits generally a way to overcharge you for presentation? What do you mean gun store kits? You mean like range packs and stuff? Not usually. If you guys want to control his prices, get your own. Do you like to hunt? I've never been hunting, Caleb. The gun I'm waiting to put a comp on is an MC9. Harrington Arms makes decent stuff. I would look at theirs. Seems like a different setup today in your place. Yeah, I'm in a different room. I have the board set up differently because this is my lockable safe room, basically, for my gun store. You have 4K lying around. Should you buy a Staccato P? I don't think the Staccato P is worth that much money. Get a Bull Armory 2011. You'll spend about $2,500, $250 on the 507. Well, it's the comp, so $300 on the comp, and then $300 on the light. So you still have almost $1,000 left over. You pay $40 for paperwork. Seem like the only honest and real guy on this platform within the gun space. Props to you. I appreciate that, Andrew. I'm not going to say that the other guys aren't, but some of the other guys are so big that they're catering specifically to the business side of YouTube, and I don't make a living doing this. I make a little bit. I make like $1,000 a month. Big fucking whoopee. I spend more than that on parts. So I'm not in this for the money. I'm in this for the community, for the fun. I do want to get like sponsor stuff. The Sharps brothers, because you guys watch my videos and you subscribe and you like and stuff, they sent me a frame because of that. But I didn't give them a full-on, this is the best part ever thing. In fact, I think I named like 4 big negatives in that video. So check it out if you become a member. But they are so focused on just growing their channel and getting their presence with people. Like every one of the big million-plus channels, even like the 500,000-plus channels, have SDI and Simply Safe and World of Warships and all that bullshit for sponsors. Things that have almost nothing to do with what they're doing. So they don't have the time to focus on you people. And yes, I mean you white people. Because playful racism is funny on YouTube, right? See the PPUs more with this setup. Yep, everything back to when you made a ton of money selling cars and wonder why you're not still doing it. Oh, no, I know why I'm not still doing it. Because I tried to kill myself. You and Hickox are my favorite gun tubers. Well, there you go. There are many guns I like watching, but now they all feel artificial. They do. They're all trying to. And here's the funniest thing I see. All these big channels, right? They have so much at stake with their channels that they're playing extra fucking cautious with the TOS, and they're panicking because their reps keep telling them things that might happen, and then they're just kicking themselves in the nuts for it. When the new TOS came into place, fucking Hickok deleted a month worth of videos because he had sponsors in those videos. Because there was a line in the TOS that says you cannot link to direct firearms sellers in your description. And he took his rep. It might have been his rep's fault, but he took the advice of his rep and he took down videos that cost him in excess of over 1 million views because he listened to the rep. Appreciate you not banning me this time. Have a good night. Well, sometimes you get a little weird, Kyle, but tonight you were very solid. So, is this the store in Oklahoma? No, I'm in Virginia. Hey, is the Kimber Shadow Ghost a good gun? Can be. Just shoot it. Make sure that it's functional, dude. It's a 1911, so even if you have problems, they're always fixable. For a guy in the comments talking about a DB15, I have a DB15. It's just great, probably 3K. It's one of the M-Lock rail shirts, not a DD, but I've had a good experience. Also, the lower on a Diamondback is DD. Diamondback builds Daniel Defense's lowers. Still think your hat looks really awesome. Thank you, London. I bought a SIG P290 RS. Have you even fired one? No, personally, I haven't. Hold on a second. Dang, that's a small gun. Holy crud. Let's see. Holy cow. Boom. Polymer frame, double action only, chambered in 9mm. Holy crap, is that tiny. You guys will have to look it up because I don't have my setup the same way. Is Simply Safe bad? I can't say that Simply Safe is bad. I'm sure it's an okay product. I use Ring myself, but I'm sure Simply Safe is fine. I just think it's funny that all these major gun channels are promoting products that aren't gun related. Had no idea. That's good to know. Thank you. No problem, Red. You and the old 1911 channel are pretty legit. I don't know who the old 1911 is. I'll have to check him out. I'm getting the DB15 in bronze just because I like the finish. Probably just hit my Winchester like all my other guns. Nice. What's your beef with Staccato? They're too expensive. Same problem I have with Glock and the same problem I have with any company that does what they did. Same problem I have with FNs. Staccato used to be STI. STI made race guns. I'm buying a STI Grandmaster 38 Super with an Optic. Full, it's got a 6-inch barrel with a compensator on it, 5 mags on it, and I'm paying $2,500. That gun when it was new was $3,800. So that was a full custom build, hand-fit gun for less than a Staccato XL. And the Staccato XL is not a hand-fit gun. It's not a hand-finished gun. It is literally a production line firearm, which is what Staccato themselves said when they decided to change their guns from race guns to duty guns. They rebranded themselves and called their guns duty guns, even though they're straight-up 2011s race guns. So my problem with Staccato is they're charging over double what they really should for a mass-produced 2011. They have the same building mantra as Springfield does with the Prodigy, yet their guns are 2.5 times more money. That's my beef with Staccato. Regarding the SIG 290. Yeah, I'm not really into subcompacts either, but it's kind of a neat gun. I say as I got Big Dick McDick. Where's the gun case with the crack in it? What the who? Do you think Trump will do good with the gun industry? Who knows? We've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. Dude, I still get letters from Malloy Ford, which is down the road from me, about my 2014 Mustang that I sold in 2019. He's buying an STI that he will sell to me. I gave you the orange. I'm regretting it. What do I think the Staccato should cost? I think their highest end gun should be about $2,500. So their full XL comp with an optics cut and suppressor height sights should be about $2,500 because they're production line guns. Their C2 and their compact guns should be between $1,500 and $1,800. There should be that small a spread because it does not cost them more money to build a production line gun than it did to build their pure race guns. It's $350 for a 9mm Springfield XDM Elite firearm, a good price. It's about normal, James. It's about the going rate for that gun. What's your thoughts on a custom building your own gun with the readily available aftermarket parts and frames? I've done that, believe it or not, with a bunch of Glocks, where I'll just take the fire control group out, or the trigger pack out of a Glock and put it in custom frame. Then I'll do custom uppers and all stuff like that. I've done a lot of that. I don't want to build from the ground up every time. It's not something I actually really enjoy. I just like it sometimes. You like any semi-auto ones? Currently, my favorite shotgun is a Mossberg 930 Tactical. I was thinking about swapping to a 940 Pro, the JM Pro, but I like my 930 and I got it for basically nothing. I can agree with that. Thank you, sir. No problem. And like I said, $2,500 is plenty of money for a 2011. I got mine used, but I know I put more than 3,000 miles. I don't know the guy before me did, but the company and the actual AR are good. I have no complaints. Modern manufacturing, you are not going to shoot out the barrel of a modern, decent company's gun. Unless it's something built in the shed somewhere backwards. Might as well sell me the STI so when you come to visit, you can play with both. No, I really want a high-end race gun. Also, any good options for pistol uppers between 400 and 500 and either 300 blackout or 5.56. I really don't have suggestions. I don't deal with the longer gun stuff or even the pistol like uppers and stuff. Sorry. If you ever get another suppressor, I wanted the Osprey 45. They only had the 9 in stock, so I have to buy another suppressor to shoot my FNX. Should have waited. Yeah, I do want to get something that's multi-cal rated. So the 9, that is only rated for 35,000 PSI, which is 9mm max. 5.56 will blow out the sides because the way that can is built. So I do want to get like a 36M and a 46M hybrid. I like Silencer Co. What can I say? But I also kind of like the Yankee Hill R9. If one of those comes back in stock, I'll probably get one of those because they're like $600 and really solid suppressor. Hey, Daniel. Will you ever get a, the Franke Affinity 3 is a fantastic affordable shotgun. It's probably my cheapest shotgun, but it gets shot the most. Hope that helps. Thank you for letting us know. Franke makes some decent stuff. 2 different STIs on auction right now. What are they at? Just got a Dead Air Primal. Dead Air makes some decent stuff. You'll get tired of it in 3 to 4 months. Probably. I'm already over those 2. By the way, if you don't want to switch out the fiber optic sights, or if you just have blackout sights front and rear, get one of these. It's a very visible acrylic pen. No bid on one, $750 on the other. How much time left? Federal HST, Levi. Did you ever get your FFL? They finally took my money, but they have not issued me the license yet. 6 days. They'll get bids. So, again, this computer is not logged into Gunbroker. Why not buy a Browning high power? Go for it. I had one. Sold it to Stone. I'm buying another one. I'm buying a 1967 model from my buddy's pawn shop. One is a TTI. Wait, what? The Combat Masters were built on the STIs? Oh, yeah, an STI DVC Tactical TTI Combat Master, I think, right? P10C versus Glock 19. I'll go with the P10 every day. Yeah, I think I remember that gun now. Will that Deco color pen work on nickel-plated guns? You may have to do several coats, because even on like black DLC or QPQ finishes, you do have to. Yeah, it's yeah, it was the one from John Wick 3, if I'm not mistaken, right? The one with the gold barrel. If it's the one from John Wick 3, the Combat Master, then it's probably going to go for close to like 4 to 5 grand because they sell new for 6, 7 grand. They're available brand new right now for 7 grand, and they're 30 weeks out. So I wouldn't be surprised if it goes for less than 5 grand, or if it goes for at least 5 grand. I mean, have you ever bought a firearm because it was featured in a movie? Not really. I mean, if you want to play that, 15906 has probably been in a shit ton of movies. I made that kind of look like the P30L from that, but no. 1911 is probably the first one I ever bought because Bruce Willis and Last Man Standing. I heard at school that you hate Taron Butler. I don't hate Taron Butler. I just don't want to meet the man because he comes off as a creepy fuck. And I've heard a lot of stories. And again, they're stories, but he seems like a creepy dude. And I don't really want to meet him. What's your thoughts on using acrylic glow-in-the-dark paint instead of paying for tritium sights? Oh, I would not trust my life to a glow-in-the-dark paint. This is not glow-in-the-dark. This is just high-vis for front. So, talking rifle, yeah, short, outdoor, as long as you really want again. What? I like that lever-action shotgun in Terminator 2. Yeah, the big loop, that was pretty cool. Last Man Standing was an awesome movie. Long time since I've seen it. Yeah, it's definitely worth the watch because he played both sides against the middle, and he dual wielded freaking 1911s. Use Dodge Ram or F-150 in general. Which one is more reliable? I can tell you the Ram holds its value about the same as the F-150, but when it comes to reliability, depends on which F-150 you're getting. If you get a 6-speed 5.0, that will run circles around the Ram. So close to buying the Springfield SA35 just to try it, and I heard horror stories. It's better than FN's own product, but it's slightly out of spec from a true high power. I don't think I could spend $7K for a gun. I can spend up to $1,000. That's about it. That's why I'm buying the Grandmaster. It's used, but it's brand new basically, and it comes with everything. What year on the used vehicles? Last questions, and then I'll leave. Do you think Taron pays to clap cheeks? I don't think he pays for it, but I think he pays for it somehow. You know what I mean? So yeah, he always has all the hot girls in his videos and things like that. And look at the dude. He's got that much swag, or he's got that much. No EcoBoost or 10-speed, and it's a good one. There's a Steelmaster 2011 at $1,250. Which site are you looking at? Proxy bid? I don't want to get on there, but just wondering. So the Grandmaster, it looks almost the same. When they originally sold, they were at about $2,800, $2,900. Again, $1,200 less than a friggin' Staccato. M1 Garand. Thoughts on PT Cruiser with the 6-speed? It's got the same engine as the ST4, just slightly detuned. Fun cars. Ugly looking, though. Hold on a second. I'm so tired. It's also why these lives don't go as long as they used to, because I get tired easy. When would you ever shoot steel-cased ammo? Oh, I've bought plenty of steel-cased ammo for range practice and stuff. Any thoughts on the Panzer M4 clone? I have not owned the Panzer myself. I need to get my hand on one because I'd like to test one out. As As far as typical shotguns, Mossberg 500 or Remington 870. I have more experience with the 500 series than the 870, so I'm going to go Mossberg. Yeah. But even you know what I'm talking about. You've seen what happens when you go on proxy bid, dude. They never go for that price, that cheap. Have I had any time with the Stealth Arms Platypus? I have not had shooting time with it, but I've had several of them come into our stores. I like the way they feel. I would like to get one at some point. But again, every time I say I'm going to get one, I wind up buying something else stupid for the same kind of money. Favorite car? Don't really have one. Anytime, you ever had aluminum cased ammo? Yes, I've had regular aluminum cased ammo from CCI. I've also had high polished from a couple of other companies during fucking COVID. EcoBoost has its issues and is also a Ford product, but the RAM is also Stellantis. So you can't really blame Stellantis because all the way up until the brand new trucks, the Classic, which just got discontinued this year, the 19 and older trucks, all the way back to 2009, those were designed based on Daimler builds. That was Daimler Chrysler's design work. Back when they relaunched in 05, it was an iteration of Daimler Chrysler. So that was actually Mercedes-Benz's fault. Any suggestions on a 22 long rifle to run suppressed with the dot? Yeah, Taurus TX22 competition or the SIG P322. Is it as bad as some of the rumors I've heard? No, it all depends on what gun you're firing out of. If you're firing out of something that's like sensitive to like a weak extractor, for example, sometimes steel case can stick in the chamber. But overall, it's not super bad. I just don't recommend it nowadays with ammo coming back down to where it's about the same as it was for steel. I've been on my shotgun wave the last couple of years, so I haven't tried many new handguns. No problem. Saw a video of a guy shooting at steel targets that were positioned wrong and the round bounced off the ground back into his chest. Yeah, you got to be careful with that, Ocho. I've been hit by ricochets a few times. Luckily, nothing has caused major damage, but no, I've been hit. I was literally sitting next to a building I was behind the shooter, but I was at I was behind his line of shooting, and I was about 20 yards away sitting on a piece of wood, and the ricochet went off of the steel target because he shot an AK at 7 yards, and the round bounced off and hit me in the knee. You still get my point kind of right. Like I said, it's a coin flip. It is a coin flip, to be dead honest. I've seen Tundras blow up at 3,000 miles. Last Man Standing was a movie that brought back my interest in 1911s, but I lost interest because of John McClane, but John Smith brought me back. I've always wanted a Ford GT40. Get one. Am I serious? Yes. Thoughts on 2.7 EcoBoost? Is it a bad engine? No, actually, in terms of like in-town use, the 2.7 is preferable over the 3.5 because it spools faster. I had the 2.7. I sold it because I just got tired of the fucking spool up on the freeway. I had the 6-speed and it was always hunting gears. I'm imagining the 10-speed was just as bad. It's all right. I took care of it, Roy. Hey, Roy, I'm going to actually do this. I want you to, if you want to play around, you don't have to do anything, but you've been here every fucking live, and I've gotten rid of like 3 other guys, so if you want to be a mod for a while, have some fun. Ask your question, Cookie. Says I'm still alive. What's going on? I'm more of a if it ain't broke, you haven't been driving it long enough kind of guy. Factory 5.3 4L60. That's a lot of miles, man. Nice. What does it pay? Absolutely nothing, Roy. But you do have power over people. You can time them out. Have I seen Overton Windex? I haven't watched him in a long-ass time. I actually spoke to him back in the earlier days of his career. He actually messaged me after I got I got 2 false strikes in a day, and I almost lost the channel. So I was bitching about it in a video, and he came through and we were chatting a little bit. He's not as on when he's texting privately, and neither am I, honestly. I might seem a little bit boisterous sometimes, but I'm pretty chill in real life. Stone will tell you, I don't get really crazy in real life. I usually sit back. I like to be the quiet guy in almost every situation in real life. But since I'm the only guy here, why did the hammer on your Beretta break? Manufacturing defect. Perks of not having a life. You've been a good kid. I have a 700 horsepower Nissan Patrol 4x4. Nice. I think you and him would break the internet. No, he is so he's calmed down a lot, but he's way more boisterous than I am. And again, he's doing this to make money. 100%. He's doing it to make money. So if he's being controversial and he doesn't care about comments and he doesn't care about his communities, whatever, he's doing it to make money and get free shit. The elections were just what they were, Guile. I don't talk politics, but they're over now, supposedly. I actually thought of doing a gun tube type of thing. Do you think it would be worth it? No, not at all, Levi. You have to be very cautious when you do anything, especially as a newer channel. As a gun channel, you have to be careful because you can't show how to modify a firearm. You can't show how to take out safety parts out of a gun anymore. You can't use a belt fed that's over 30 rounds. You know, lots of stupid rules that can get you in trouble. So it's really not worth it, and it'll take you so long to get the views since YouTube doesn't really push guys like us anymore. 2022 was the heyday. I gained 100,000 subs in 2 months during 2022, but now it's just like I get really handsy in real life, only because of that beard, man. Overton Windex videos come up on my feed. I'm curious about how many videos he makes about certain companies. Not 100% sure. He's a Glock fanboy for sure. The last time I watched him, he was in the middle of that one feud he had going on with the historical whatever. He and I actually talked on a live. We're fine there. But fucking Overton, dude, he said that in 1911, a Glock has a better trigger out of the box than a 1911. How much for you to eat edibles? You can't ask me to do drugs on a live stream. Sorry. Still not sucking up to him, but you and him would break YouTube. Friend of mine has a Kimber. It's a fresh job. Finished job is one of the worst I've seen. It turned me off of Kimbers personally. Nothing I'm going to say is going to dissuade you, my guy. But you're going to get defects in anything that's mass produced. Sorry, your buddy got a bad one. I wouldn't have accepted it. I would have sent it back, personally. They will refinish it if you complain enough. He makes lots of Arkin videos. Gotcha. I got my license to purchase. What's a good first firearm? Go to a gun store. Put a bunch of guns in your hands. Go to a gun range. Rent a bunch of guns. I can tell you what guns are good. Smith & Wesson, Glock, Canik, 1911s from most manufacturers. Those are all good guns. What's a good gun for you to buy? I'm not going to tell you because you need to figure that out. You got to see what's good for you. Since I'm not in the U.S., we were all waiting for the results. Whoever wins will dictate what will happen to the world. Well, yeah, I mean, Crump won, obviously, but Guile is an American citizen, but he's in the Philippines. Has a better trigger by design, and I'm a Glock guy, but still, sorry I brought him up. No, it's fine. Overton doesn't bother me. But like I said, he says weird shit, like a Glock has a better trigger than a 1911. He also called a Glock trigger a 2-stage trigger. He considers the trigger safety part of the first stage. It's not a 2-stage trigger. It's just a trigger with such shitty take-up that it feels like a 2-stage trigger. My 1911 still sucks. My old Ranger still runs great. Nice. You need to hold them. I was going to try out a Hellcat, but I despise the grip. Yep. No problem, Deccan. Like I said, I don't want you to buy something on a recommendation. I want you to get something that feels good in your hand. How much for you to wear a green shirt on a live? JK, JK. Ha! As far as GI models, Auto Ordnance, Springfield, or any other manufacturer, go with the Springfield Garrison. The Springfield Garrison is in GI configuration, but it has better sights. They're actually removable. They're dovetailed in, and they're like $750. And you're saying 700 on the auto ordnance. Go 750. Buy a Garrison. You can get them in stainless. You can get them in blued. So Springfield's a good choice. The Rock Island stuff is fine. The TSOS tanker is fine. It's not a two-stage, but it is a stage in safety. Well, yeah, I mean, you have to defeat it to get the trigger to move, but it doesn't play a part in the feel of the actual trigger. Once you pull the trigger safety to the rear enough to advance the trigger rearward, you've defeated the safety. So, yeah, I mean, it does impact the feel of the trigger shoe, but once it's defeated, it's defeated. Like, once you pull back past the take-up on the trigger, even if you let go of the trigger safety, you can finish pulling the trigger. You had me at dovetailed. Nice. Well, check them out, dude. But yeah. No, it's like I said, it's fine. You're just having a conversation, Cookie. You're not being, you don't have to apologize. There's nothing. I encourage discourse. I want you to, if you have a differing opinion or you have an opinion on something and you're willing to speak in a civil manner, do it. It's fine. That encourages everybody to engage with each other, which is what I want. That's how you organically grow a channel, not me just bitching and moaning for 30 minutes just to get people to sign up. I want you to, but I don't want you to if you're going to disagree with me vehemently and argumentatively. If we can have a discourse where you say something, oh, and I learned something, okay. What are your thoughts on the Ruger 4522 from Silencer Shop with the 3-inch barrel? Haven't personally seen that, but that's kind of cool. Have I ever used 308 blackout rounds? No, can't say I ever did. SIG 220, all steel, out of the box, exceptional trigger. SIG 220s are decent. Just got to make sure you get the right sights. Mine had the wrong front sight, so it was shooting off by 7 inches. So what's cool about you, you talk to us like a real person, like how people used to talk. There's no reason for me to be the authoritarian person because there's lots of shit I'm wrong about. Straight up, end of the day, there's lots of things I can be wrong about. I've been doing this for 8 years. That's not a long time in the gun world. I'm also more of a handgun guy. So when it comes to all the long gun stuff, when people are talking to me about 227 or 277 Fury this versus 6.5 Creedmoor versus 308, I am fucking lost. I understand the rounds and the guns they come out of, but like I'm really not into that ballistics shit with long range shooting. So I am like, and that's why where you guys come in. SFR is a great source for stuff like that. Longest rifle shot, speaking of which, I don't have a long rifle shot because none of the ranges where I live or that I'm a member at are more than 300 yards. So 300 yards. Any experience with the Mauser platform? No. Sorry. Don't make him make the bulldog bark. First time I've come across your channel, you got a new sub. Thank you, Elijah. I appreciate that, my friend. Like I said, I only want people here that want to be here. I don't want people that are trolls just because it gets tiring. Dealing with trolls every fucking day gets so tiring. That's why I barely answer. I'll heart and comment back on some comments nowadays, but I knew it was going to take a while before I wasn't answering nearly as many comments. It's marriage, how 40 son blocks and argues with people online instead of having a civil. I did not know he did that. That's interesting, but I've heard a lot of stories about Hickok and the way he's running his channel. I personally haven't seen it a lot. He actually encouraged, when I started doing firearms videos, I was doing one take videos because of Hickok. I legit see you every day in my YouTube shorts, so I finally decided to click watch live. Well, welcome, dude. We do it 3 times a week, 90% of the time. There's been times where I've missed if I'm not feeling good, etc. But Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 7 p.m. Eastern till whenever. Lately, I've only been doing 3 hours because, quite frankly, that's a long time to ask anybody to sit in here over and over and over. If we're doing something silly, like when I cross-dressed, whatever, people were paying me to do that. It was funny. When we're doing a stream to raise money to do a tattoo or something like that, then that's fine. But when we're just having these, I think 3 hours is plenty. You're not a troll, you're a hobbit. Hey, Bruce, what's going on, man? Who the heck fires an AK at 7 yards? Was he running for a government office law? No, it was a buddy of ours, and he had never fired an AK, and he hit a steel plate that was at 7 yards for some reason. He was supposed to be aiming at one that was like 25 yards away and angled away, but he hit one of the standing steel targets, and it just bounced. Thank you for your honesty. Now, what's that at the top to your right? The top right on your screen is the Sarshamal's K12 Sport. It's actually a EAA or Tanfoglio Witness clone, but everybody calls it a Shadow 2 clone, but it's actually a copy of a Tanfoglio because of the trigger guard shape and the controls and everything. But if you look at the CZ SP01 directly underneath it, they share a lot of similarities as well. You're short enough to be a hobbit, but do you have the right feet? Are your feet hairy? How much you get to eat? How much to get you to eat the surstrumming? I'm not doing it tonight. It has to be like a daytime stream outside, so it has to be like a Saturday, Sunday kind of a stream. I might do it during the week, but not enough of you guys would watch it. And $500. I know that's not a lot. I know that's a lot, but I don't want to do it. I seen the boobs only because YouTube. Gotcha. Phone cut out right when you said hi, and then you call me a hoe. I see how it is, Bruce. The algorithm. Gotcha. Second row, first one on our left. Second row, first one on your left is a Smith & Wesson 5906. All right. No, I'm not naming every gun up there. You should check out the 4522. Oh, they are pretty cool. Meant to run with a suppressor if you have a 22 suppressor. I don't right now. Too bad my feet ain't furry. Get furry feet. God damn, I need to turn on a fan. It's starting to get hot in here. It's getting hot in here, so I take off my clothes. One of my regrets is getting rid of my CCPO1s. You know, I was looking at getting rid of them, but what I'm doing now is I'm tired of just getting rid of my guns and just selling my guns, you'd think, when I keep selling my fucking guns. Like, I just pawn them now if there's other guns I want, just because the money that I spend on the interest to get the guns back is still less than buying the guns again. Y'all brought up my furry feet. No, my feet are actually cold because I'm sitting on hard pavement with socks. I know you're probably annoyed with this question, but what CG should I get? If you're looking for a carry gun, a P01 or the P07 would be a good option. If you're just looking for a range toy, I like the P07, or excuse me, the SP01 or the Shadow 2. The Shadow 2 can be had for about $1,000 now, so it's like a really good, solid choice. Let's see, people texting me. People text me a lot, sorry. No problem, Cookie. Sorry, somebody was texting me. I hope they bring the PO1 back. Not really likely since they're doing the CZ Shadow Compact now. I know the PO1 is an alloy frame, which is one of its best calls because it's Glock 19 size. The barrel's actually a little bit shorter at 3.88 inches, but it's a Glock 19 size gun that if you had gotten it at the right price is definitely a better option. Mine's got a Cajun Gunworks trigger in it, and I think I'm in at under 400 on it. But as many people use knives for mugging and whatnot, do you think training to use a secondary weapon such as a blade is still relevant? I think any sort of training is good. Is it necessary and relevant? I really don't think so. If you're engaging close enough for somebody to pull a blade, but you have a gun out, I don't know if you're going to have the time to switch to something like a blade. And if they're coming at you with the blade already out, are you going to be fast enough to get to that blade before they get to you? I mean, it's a question on what you believe your danger level is. Why not a Tanfoglio instead of a CZ? Get one. I don't care. I've had those as well. I've got a Tanfoglio Witness, and I had the Canik PE120. You decided to unbubba the SKS. You bought a factory mag set off of eBay. Nice. I got my first one for $4, my second for $4.50. Yeah, they've gone up a little bit, unfortunately. I love my P09. Do I own any Glocks? Yes, I do. And you're not trolling. It's fine, Cookie. I have several Glocks. I don't feel they have a place on this wall the way it's set up. There's only enough room up there for like 12 guns. And I'm focusing on getting my other guns back. And the Glocks got pawned first when I needed money for the business. And they are last on my list to pick up because I just don't give a shit. Once I get the slat wall in here and I have the room to put up a lot more guns, I will put up a lot more guns. K-Town, I can't answer that question for you. I know some small people that carry Glock 17s or keep Glock 17s by your bed. It's whatever the largest gun that you can comfortably use. Some people think a Glock 19 will do it, and it may, but who knows? Maybe you want a Glock 34. Your size isn't necessarily going to dictate the size of the gun you can handle, believe it or not. There are some large guns that recoil like crap. You've been putting a lot of upgraded parts into your MC9. Nice. No, the high power, no. Third row in the middle, that's a Beretta 1951. You carry a 40 because of financial situations. Well, do what you got to do, bro. Wonder if one day you'll put up all the Glocks before a live stream just to mess with us. I might. I don't have any of my custom Glocks anymore, like my 32, my 19 builds, the Glock 45 Gen 3, all the other custom guns I built, but I've got regular old Glocks, so there's no reason to have them up there. You've got a Smith & Wesson 40-06. Should you keep it so heavy? If you like it, yes. If it's the California Highway Patrol TSW 4006, then definitely. They've gone up in price quite a bit. That's a 5906, and they're selling for over $500 for some reason. Does the Beretta still have a stuck bullet in it? Yes, it does, because I need to take it to the range and smack the shit out of the hammer to fire the round out. Glocks are honestly overhyped. Agreed. I'm after a high power. Should I look for a legit Browning, or is an FN fine? Well, FN is the originator of the high power. It was designed with an FN designer, so it's where was it built? Is it an Argentinian? Is it Canadian? Was it built by English? Was it one of the FM, which was built under license? So it all depends on how you want to do it. Yeah, I mean, if you can find one that's stamped Browning, go for it. They are a little more expensive. I'm buying a 1965, 67. I can't remember the exact year. I got to look up the serial again. But yeah, FN or Browning, whichever way you want to go. Just bought a 1911 Kimber because it had a threaded barrel, so you can suppress it. Nice. Let's just get this man to 200K. I'd really like to. You were eyeballing a Belgian police issue surplus. Nothing wrong with that. I like the Belgian ones. That's what my last one was, the one that I sold to my buddy Stone, and that's probably what the next one I'm buying is. Hey Dustin, what's up? What's your thoughts on the 5.7 cartridge being used as a pistol round? It's fine, honestly. You're going to be hard pressed to tell the difference between a 5.7 and a 22 Magnum out of a pistol, and 22 Magnum is cheaper. And there's a lot of guns that are comparable in size to the FN 5.7, Ruger 57, or the Smith & Wesson 5.7s. So it's just like, it's fine. I wouldn't use it for personal protection. Thoughts on the Shadow 2? Great gun. If you can get one, get one. Before you get off here, what's that AR behind you? Sorry to annoy you. You're not annoying me, Cookie. So that is a custom build. It started life with what's a PSA, Palmetto State Arms Virginia lower. In 2019, they tried to ban ARs in the state of Virginia, so Palmetto State released a run of Palmetto State Armory lowers. It has a Franklin Armory binary trigger in it. It's got a ambidextrous safety lever. It's got a Butler Creek or Butler Tactical bolt carrier group in it, custom Magpul stipple grip. The upper outside of the bolt carrier group is from a company called Unique ARs out of Idaho. It's actually probably the most expensive single part on the gun because that was $1,500. And then it's got a primary arms ACSS reticle up top, and then it's got a radian charging handle. 22 Hornet. I've seen 22 Hornet. It's a pretty crazy round, man. Look, I made a dinosaur. I like a dinosaur. You know, from Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park. Shampoo Farms. And I'd also like to point out that STI used Seymour forever. Seymour is a great site. Thinking about the CG Shadow 2 because I'm going to decide to go with the used Walther Compact PDP with an optic or save my bucks. The PDP is a great shooting gun, but it's a completely different class from the Shadow 2. The Shadow 2 is in a class by itself compared to a PDP. Favorite New Vegas sidekick? Probably Veronica, voiced by Felicia Day. Any recommendations on an aftermarket trigger? I'm wanting something that you pull and it just goes bang without all the extra take-up. Depends on what kind of gun you're looking to put it in. Armory Craft, for like a lot of the polymer guns, make what are called dual adjustable triggers. You can adjust pre-travel and over-travel, so how far it goes before it fires and how far it releases out. So I like the rail. Is it covers or does it come like that? Yeah, the whole front section of it is a super thick anodized aluminum, and it says Freedom on it, and then it's got an eagle at the end. Veronica is goated. Thank you. Appreciate the information. I subbed. Hope you get to 200K soon. I'd like to. We gain about 1,000 subs a month right now. It's not that many, again, because shorts got all nerfed when all these multi-million channel or sub channels started doing shorts. Kind of annoying. But again, when you're just a money grubbing channel, then you have to go for everything. Like, I don't do Facebook lives, I don't do Facebook posts, I don't do Instagram, I don't do any of that shiz. So it's hard for me to grow the way they are because I'm not willing to sell my goddamn soul. Not even glazing, but it's facts. Yeah. Veronica is my favorite. She has the best dialogues. And again, Felicia Day, great voice actress. Big teeth and a vegetarian, but I mean, 1,000 a month is a lot of people. That's very impressive. I appreciate that, Andrew. I really do. But at my peak, I was getting 30,000 a month. So, most underrated gun parts company. I don't know the right way to answer that, brother, because I don't really look at like individual parts that way. Maybe Elon will buy YouTube someday and set it free. You know, he'd never be able to afford it. Twitter was a drop in the bucket compared to the value of YouTube. Rawl is better than Veronica? No. Danny Trejo was a fun actor, but I hated that character. I actually killed him every time until I realized that he was a playable, or he was an NPC, he was a companion character. I always thought he was, you know, worth killing for some reason. Have I ever gotten the perk for being a cannibal? Yes, and I usually wind up having to remove that perk. I hate that perk because every now and then I'll be crouching near a dead body and I'll just eat the fucker. Veronica and Eddie or Boone and Eddie? Veronica and Eddie. Boone is okay, but Boone was a weirdo, in my opinion. Raul's okay, but again, he's not my cup of tea. You like the dog with the robot brain as a sidekick? Yeah, he was the king's dog until you put the brain in it. I usually used Violet, the junkyard dog's brain, because that was the best choice from all of them that I found. Yeah, I'm a New Vegas whore. Weirdest gun or caliber you've had or handled? 7.5 FK Burno. Talking vanilla Fallout New Vegas. Man, you purchased a suppressor. I've owned that suppressor for 2 years now, brother. Hey, Maddie, what's going on? New Vegas gun that you wish was real. Problem is, man, the designers of the guns in that game sucked. Like the ones that are accurate enough to what are already real, because the 9mm is just a high power. The 45s are pretty accurate, so no. You kill Mr. House every time. No DLC. Yeah, I agree. Maddie, how are you? You're very vocal. New Vegas guns are better than Fallout 4 guns. Yeah, but the mod community is stronger for Fallout 4 because a lot of the same Fallout 4 mods can be changed to 76 and back. So I tend to use a lot of those. Bolt Lock from Gears of War. Never played that game. Still, the whole game is a vibe. Yeah, pretty much. Thing at your left near your head looks like a suppressor. Yes, it is a suppressor. It's my Osprey 9, Gustavo. I've owned it for almost 2 years, brother. I bought it when I worked at Middletown. Man, I'm all right. What about you? You seem to be hyped up right now. Look how far my pinky goes into my ear. Now, when I pull it out, will there be a Shrek-like candle? No, not bad. I had to check. Hey, everyone. Hope all is well. Happy Veterans Day. Air Max, what's going on, dude? I can't play 4 without mods, especially with all the stalker and gun replacers. I use mods to get rid of all the vanilla guns. I don't use a replacer. I just add them all. So my main gun list, I can just go over it. So because you can quick set them. Number 1 is an STI DVC Tactical with an Osprey suppressor. Number 2 is a Glock 19 with a suppressor because you can modify it to have like 400 damage. Next is a SIG 320 X5 Legion suppressed because I own that in real life. Then a USP suppressed, so that's my first 4 guns are all handguns. And then I go to an AR-15 short, so an SBR, AR-15 long, the Walther WA-2000 sniper rifle, a 50 BMG sniper rifle, and then I come back around with a BFR revolver. No, I'm just trying to be in a positive mood. Well, stop it! My armpit itches. I've actually been thinking of getting into professional gunsmithing. What are your thoughts? Takes a long time to become a professional, man, but if you've got the patience and the skill for it, we could definitely use you. Yeah, Valentino, I don't pick up guns on live streams, and also Glocks have no place in my channel. So this is a front. He's really a gamer. Oh, dude, so I also have a MetaQuest 2, the VR headset, and I love hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades, as well as Gun Club VR and any VR game that I can play with my guns. So, like, I have all of my guns in VR as well. You heard it here first, people. Also, Fallout 4 VR with gun mods, dude. It's so much better because you can duck, go around corners and shit. My favorite thing is to climb up to roofs and literally just hold the gun over the edge of a roof and just pop, 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 pop. You want to hear the Joe loadout. What do you mean? Like if I'm out and about, if I have to carry that? So I'm going to carry that AR, any one of my 1911s, and then I have QBs. Do I close one eye when I shoot? No. I usually keep them both open. Are you a collector? Not really. I'm an enthusiast. A collector does it with the mind to value, to future sales value of your guns. I don't do it that way. I buy my guns cheap, so yes, if I need to sell them, I make money on them, but I don't do it in that respect. I'm not a collector because I want every type of gun either. I'm very specific with the guns that I buy. I have not seen a VR bodysuit setup. That would be interesting. But my problem is I can't actually stand well in VR because I'm a double amputee and I lose my balance immediately. So all games I play seated. Seated. I had no idea you could use your own gun in VR. No. The games I play in VR have all of those guns in it. Ever tried the Ruger P90 and 45? No, can't say I ever did. Both eyes open his way. If you don't, it's a skill issue. Not 100% necessarily, Cookie, because there are people out there. James Reeves from TFB TV is extremely accurate, but he shoots one-eyed. Some people either have a focusing problem with both eyes open that is so bad that one eye is required to be closed, or they just never trained to shoot with both eyes open. The benefit to shooting with both eyes open is you're able to see things in your periphery better. So if you're sitting here with this eye closed, literally I can't see anything that my hand is doing. I can see it on the screen, but I can't see my hand until now. I can see my thumb, but you can see how far in front of my face it is. So somebody could walk out in front of your firing line without you even seeing it. So you got to keep that in mind. What gun is on the top right? Sarshamal's K12 Sport. Get the haptic VR vest. I don't lose when I play, so I never get shot. Also, I'm not spending the money. Only seen some stuff on it online. It's called haptic VR. I mean, I'm sure it's a very expensive thing. I use a MetaQuest 2. I use a very cheap VR comparative to like Valve Index and stuff. Will the tax stamp on suppressors be done away with now that Trump will be sworn in next January? No. It's number one, not within his power to just completely eliminate the NFA Act. But number two, he's been in office before, if you recall. Number three, the NFA Act makes so much money for government agencies that they will fight it tooth and nail, as well as the lobbyists, especially when you're shooting long range or heavily magnified. Sorry. All right, so we're only going till 10 tonight, so make sure you get any questions, comments. Also, if you're new here, I plead with you to give me likes so that I can take Google's money. I don't want your money. I'm not trying to dark side fill you, and I know calling his name out is a bad way to do it, but he is such a prolific e-beggar. He's one of the best examples I can come up with. So I'm going to call this out. If you guys don't get me to $1,500, I'm going to lose my mouse. Such a punk ass bitch. No, all I want is for you guys to hit the like button, because by doing that, it plays with the algorithm. I need to play within the algorithm. So when you leave comments, thumbs ups, subscriptions, all that fun stuff, it just shows Google that my channel is promotable, and then they will push advertisers towards me more, and then they'll show up in more algorithms. So when I first started live streaming, I was getting like 12 people a stream, and that was mostly my mods. So now we're getting to the point we're in the 100, 150 range on a lot of nights. So I want to keep growing that. But again, I'm not going to be an e-begging little bitch. If people want to donate to the channel, I'll always take it, but I'm not going to be one of those people. So I want Google's money. I want Google to be the bitch that pays me. I want YouTube to be the bitch that pays me. So hit the like button if you haven't. I'm a stripper. I'll wear fake tits, but you got to pay for it. $250, I'll wear fake boobs and a tight shirt, but you got to pay for it. I would like to say, what is a quament? I don't know. Oh, did I say it that way? Yeah, it's like my buddies out there in New York, right? So you got to leave a comment. No, I've never shot anybody. You're doing good with algorithm, especially the shorts. Yeah, but I used to do better, and I'd like to get everything growing back up. And then every now and then they'll shadow ban me if they're thinking I'm being too uppity for my own good. I'm being a collector. I guess I am one, but I try to buy cheap. I also sell cheap if I get bored of one of my toys. Yeah, see, that's where, and again, that we're enthusiasts. I would call you an enthusiast because you're willing to sell them cheap as well. So collectors, they don't like to sell. Enthusiasts, they do. Like Stonehaven, if you're still watching this, you're a fucking collector because you won't sell me back my orange, you bitch. It's kind of an... No, AJ's just trying to troll. Would be nice if certain sponsors would pay up as well. Oh, no, Blacksmith finally paid up, but they were all like, oh, we're releasing new safes next month, so we'll talk to you next month. Okay. Why not let me get them prepped for you guys? Because a lot of you guys have bought their products based on my live streams and shit, but it's not, you know, whatever. See a ton of my vids on the other channels, to be honest, especially your actual Viz shorts I see here and there. Yeah, so I get recommended again now, but there was a time where they weren't even recommending me. You sold your old Serbian NPAP for $450. You gave somebody a good price, man. Sold it to the wrong person if you wanted it back. And you want me to sell you the STI. Jerky turned out great. Awesome, dude. Hi, CJ. How are you? I didn't know I wanted it back. Although at this point, I should just buy a brand new Gen 2 and throw it so that I have to polish out the side again. If I just do that, then everything will be fine. The world will be good. Fine. I'll just buy a new CZ Tactical Sport Orange 2. A TS2. Maddie, Stone doesn't know what's up, dude. I offered him a 460 XVR for his Tactical Sport 2 Blue. And he won't say yes. Tough. What's tough, man? One thing I'm never selling is my Norinco AK. Yeah, don't, dude. I've had one. Should have never sold mine. Trying to grow the business, though, man. I learned my lesson the hard way. Now, if I need money, I'll just pawn guns. Like, I could pawn the guns that are up there and get another 4 or 5 grand if I need to. TS2 Orange is like 2K, right? Yeah, well, that's street price, but yeah, it'd be like 17 to me. Silver in the middle left. The one in the middle left, that is a Smith & Wesson 5906 chambered in 9mm. I got it for a very solid price because it had a lot of wear on it, but I polished out the slide where it was worn, and it's in really good shape. I sold a set of Colt 1911 45s with real ebony and ivory grips with sequential serial numbers to a buddy for $2,300. You gave him a nice deal. That was nice of you. Can you buy that 1903? What 1903? If you're referring to my 1903 pocket hammerless, it's not for sale. The 1903 pocket hammerless will never be for sale. Is it a 9? I thought 45. No, it is a 9mm. They did make it in 9, 40, 45, and 10, but that one is the last digit on that series told you which caliber. And then certain guns like a 40 series in 40 series 06, like 4006 is a 40 cal with a steel frame. Best double stack 1911 45. Staccato makes decent stuff, but they're too overpriced. If you want a 1911 45, go with the Rock Island's high capacity 1911 for about $900. They do a match grade. It'll outshoot a lot. It'll outshoot the Prodigy. I would, but that Jennings from you, lol. But that had one when I was a kid. Oh yeah, she's not for sale, unfortunately. Did they ever catch those that broken? No, and they won't. And if they do, we'll never hear about it because they're from Maryland. Thank you for answering. No problem, Cookie. Thanks for the advice on the Rock Island grips interchanging on the P14. Just bought a set of Hogue checkered rosewood grips. No problem, dude. Yeah, I was doing the same thing because I had the Para-Ordnance Canadian build a while back, and I'd actually swapped my Rock Island grips on it. Nice rifle. What's the scope on it? It's a Primary Arms Cyclops fixed 4-power. It's actually rated for, it's a 30 cal one. It's the one that was made for the AK, but I was like, fudge that. It'll fit on my AR fine. But yeah, I'll probably be changing up the wall for the next live stream. I got a lot of stuff I need to pick up, so some of the guns may go away for a little while. So we'll see what happens. I want a Prodigy. It feels like right now, right, you know, but I mean, just not for $1,200-1,300. You can usually find them for around $1,000 in pawn shops or gun stores used. Don't have an opinion on closed emitter versus open. I guess it depends on where you live. If you live in an area that has a lot of rain and mud, and you know, if you're going to be out in the winter a lot, then the closed emitter is probably the better idea. Change it up. Thank you. So I've mentioned this before, but people that are new here don't realize, but I have like 25 guns still sitting in pawn that I need to get back. Power 1 because I have major stigmatism. Someone recommended it. I can't complain. Nice. You live in Oklahoma. Nice. Oklahoma's fine. Honestly, either one will serve you fine. It's just what do you do that's going to determine. I'm really liking the P320 Blackout. I just hated the finish on it. If Sharps had sent me a frame for it, I probably would have kept it. Ever had an OZ9 pistol? No, I have not had that. That's the Zev pistol. I have not had the Zev. Same. I'm an Oki 2. Nice. I once dated a girl that was from Oklahoma. We drove from Minnesota to Oklahoma for Thanksgiving. It was really dumb. You can tell how tired I am. My right eye is just doing whatever it wants. Hey, keep up. What's up? Ah, I just said it in a way that made it sound funny. You're like 10 minutes. Nice. For this guy to not sponsor people and companies, he's doing great. He's also not primary YouTube, and he does. Eh? Oh, for what? Well, I appreciate that, Cookie. So, yeah, like I said, I try to do it 3 times a week. Because I did a lot of driving this morning, my eyes were really tired. I'm too tired to go to midnight. Wednesday becomes a shit show normally, and then Wednesday is my actual birthday, so we'll see what happens for that. Victor, what's up? A little bit of rain comes with a complimentary tornado. Let's talk about battle rifles, assault rifles, submachine guns, machine guns. Okay, what do you want to talk about? My girlfriend cheating on me with her ex. Well, as long as she didn't cheat on you with your sister. Happy birthday. Screw you guys. No, it's not my birthday today. It's not till Wednesday. Just because my dad thought my birthday was today doesn't mean you guys do. Can confirm the tornadoes. I was watching one buzz past me last week while changing out my rear brake pads. Be honest, you threw the brake pads into the tornado to get rid of them so you didn't have to take them to the dump. What is the best handgun in your opinion? One that you are competent and capable of shooting. If you answer what's the best handgun, that's a completely subjective thing, my friend. Why didn't you say earlier it was your birthday? Because it's not my birthday. Favorite long gun? I don't really have one for Battlefield because I've never served in any theaters of war. Thank you. Grab my shine and set on my porch. Nice. Happy birthday. Thank you. I guess she told me she's going to LA with her girlfriend, but she went with her ex. I haven't told her yet. Not going to play. Man, just do you want to be playing games when she's playing games, or do you just want to get it done with, bro? That's, you're not too nice. I'm as nice as you deserve. So if you find that everybody in your life treats you like shit, look in the mirror. I don't know what iGun Pro is. How do I like the 5.7? It's a perfectly fine round. I've got a few different pistols that shoot it. I wouldn't carry it, but it's a fun range toy. But 22 Magnum is very similar out of a handgun. Am I a good person? I don't have any felonies. I can buy a gun instantly. I pay my taxes, and I don't beat up women or children. So, do I have a minigun? Nope. Are you a cop? No, I am not a police officer. I was not able to serve either in military or law enforcement due to disabilities. Do you want to build a snowman? I'm in Virginia. We don't have snow yet, but I will build a cocaine man. Shotgun is my favorite home defense weapon. Oh, goody. Favorite truck gun? Usually an AR pistol of some sort. I have a really worn out Mini 14. Any idea how to get her to cycle better? I'm thinking it's a gas issue. Could be, but it could also be like if she's pretty worn out, then you got to look at things like I'm trying to remember how the Mini 14 cycles. SFR, if you're still here, that's one for you. Am I in West Virginia? No, I'm in Virginia proper. At least you're still doing your service to your country. I try to keep people happy. Never really had a lot of experience with them out of a 16-inch barrel. But they are a pretty flat shooting round, but that speed diminishes quickly because of how light the round is. So when you're shooting like a 32 grain or a 36 grain bullet, once you get out past a few hundred yards, the drop is insane, even though it's still cooking at like 18 to 1900 feet per second. Because of its lightweight, it's easily pushed around as well. So it's not a long distance round, it's an intermediate round. So it's kind of like, it's cool if you can get it in the full auto guise that it was originally designed to be in with the real P90, because then you're getting volume of fire, which creates the damage. As a semi-auto, I don't feel it's a very, very good round. Honestly, any gun is better than no gun. I've been shot with the 22 and can promise you it hurts as bad. Yeah, a bullet's gonna hurt. A lot of people say 22 isn't enough, but if you shoot somebody, they're gonna feel it unless they're hopped up on goofballs. What do I think about 12 and 5 with a suppressor? What grain is optimal for that length? Get a 300 blackout and 220 if you're going to run a suppressor. 300 blackout was designed to be suppressed, but I would actually get a 10 inch or shorter. Always pay your taxes. Ask Willie Nelson, Wesley Snipes, or Al Capone what happens when you don't. Yep. I think it's just past his expected lifetime because there's no telling how many thousands and thousands of rounds been put through it. Could be. It might need a full rebuild. Heritage is badass. Who gives a flunk if the thing goes bang? Yeah, pretty much. Honey Badger is pretty cool. Am I a YouTuber? No, I don't do this for a living. More people have been killed by 22 than any other in this country. Looking at a Canik TP9. Got any good recommendations on another pistol that might be a better fit? I don't know you. I don't know what fits comfortably in your hand. You need to go to a gun store and just put your hand on a bunch of guns. I can tell you guns that are reliable. Smith & Wesson M&P, Glocks, any 1911, any Walther. They're all better guns or good guns, but I don't know what'll be a better fit for you, my friend. I don't know your hand. I don't know your design. Oh, is your dog in the same room? Come here, boy. Come here. Come here, puppy. Come here, boy. Come here. Come here. Sit. 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 Okay, good boy. Now, hump your owner's leg. Hump it. Hump it, boy. Anyone like snakes? There's a snake in my boot. 22 used to be the only round around. Well, remember, they originally had 22 short, so if you thought 22 long rifle was anemic, I'll have to get off live, but I'll try and attend more of your awesome. Thanks for answering my question. Thanks, algorithm. Have a good one. Cookie, appreciate you coming in. Make sure you're subbed and all that fun stuff, and then, yeah, come back for another one, brother. Happy to have you. Great, now I have to give her my beef jerky. Thanks. Hey, you're the one that told me. If you hadn't warned me you had a dog in the room. Don't give her a lot, though. You don't want your doggo getting fats. My doggo's a chunkster. Thoughts about Geisler? I don't know who Geisler is. Or did you just mistype Geisley? I don't know anything about rifles, man. I'm rifle stupid. I know AR-15s and Savage Axis XPs and Ruger Predators. Everything else is a complete mystery to me. I don't even know what a gun is. You got a snake in your room? If it's black before red, then you're dead. Red before black, and something's gonna happen. You like SIG? Yes, I do. I'm subbed. I'm in Indiana, so I'll try same time zone. Appreciate it. Have a good night. Awesome, brother. I got a snake in my boot. I already said it. You can't copy me. You got to give me a like just for saying that, goddammit. There, I liked my own goddamn live stream. Yay! Need 6 more. So the Smith was the first gun I ever shot. Just had a longer barrel, and it was a black one. Nice. I do not smoke marijuana. Number 1, I have guns behind me, which means I would have had to lie on a federal form to get them. But number 2, it doesn't work on me. Nice guns. Thank you, sir. Nah, she a ball python named Lilith. She's about 2.5 to 3-ish feet long. Oh, I'd play with a ball python. Did I say bull? A ball python. That's fun. I don't know what an assault rifle is. I think that's what happens when I pick up a rifle and swing it at your head. I have an old snake charmer in 410. I don't think I've ever played with one of those. Okay. The Winchester. That's kind of cool. FN509C. You know what I think of the 5 Series. They're overpriced. I don't know. Speaking of snakes, I have an old. Yep, he's not high. He's Asian. Also, might be tired. Heritage Roscoe is a good budget revolver. It's fine. I don't have a lot of experience with it. Red Touch Yellow, Kill a Fellow. Red Touch Black, Friend of Jack. Coral snakes are venomous. King snakes that imitate them are not. I just shoot everything that slithers. It doesn't have feet. Why does it move? What rifle do you have behind you? It's just a custom build AR-15. Man, I've been looking for a snake charmer. You looking to get rid of it? Lol, lol, lol. Hey, Levi, don't ask for a sale on live, dude. Is there a Jericho? Nope. Are you able to check on a certain model on Gunbroker and get alerted whenever one is available on the site? You probably can, but this computer is not logged into it, and I can't remember my logins. If I could get it for a lower price, let's say $350, should I? I mean, it's about all they're worth. I wouldn't say you're getting a good deal. You're getting it for about what it's worth. Justin, stopping in to say what's up. Where were you, man? Where were you? Stone was touching me in all the wrong places. I'm calling it into the airport next time I figure out he's there. Thinking I might pick up a Heritage Rancher, the 16-inch revolver with the stock. Yeah, those are kind of cool. I'm sure that makes a wonderful noise on the lives. I can't even hear what's going on in the background. Rossi, LWC and 300 Blackout, a good suppressor host. Never played with one. But pretty much anything like that is that a lever action or is that one a bolt action? How'd that go for you, bud? And you liked it. No, he keeps on telling me he won't sell me any of my guns back because he's an ass. I'm trying to shame you. Is it working, Stone? He's an a-hole, and he won't sell me my guns back. I'm looking at getting a Mossberg Shockwave. Honestly, though, Stone, I am just going to get another one. I'll just get the 2. The Gen 2, and when it outshoots yours, then I'll throw mine. Rabid 10-foot alien that all bullets bounce off and wielding dual A12. Okay. We're talking lever actions. I have a pre-64 model 94 from about 1946. Nice. Those are definitely worth hanging on to. I've got a 1939 myself. Look. And I got a little bit of an extra heritage to Winchester because my grandfather worked for him for a long time. I'll sell you the T-sauce back if you want it. Really? You want to sell me back the T-sauce? We'll talk. You can just steal it and then tell him you forgot that you sold it to him. Hey, can you send the orange and the high power back so I can make a video on it, just like McManus's 1911? That I still haven't sent back to him that I'm going to send out tomorrow. 6 MOA is perfect for a pistol. It's perfectly serviceable. 6 MOA is fine. 6 MOA means it'll cover a 6-inch dot at 100 yards, so it'll cover a 6-inch space. I was looking at TSO2 with the bull barrel. They nice. Before it got stolen, I had one of the Jesse James guns. He's actually my great uncle. My granddad remember him coming out when he was a kid. Jesus, nice, dude. What are your thoughts on a Ruger Ranch Rifle, a bolt gun, Gen 2? The Gen 2s are pretty good, man. Whenever we had them in the store, they never stayed for more than a couple of days. As soon as somebody found out we had one, instantly gone. So, yeah, we've sold a lot of those over time. Hey, all you people, do me a favor. Let's get us to 100 likes before we end the live stream tonight. If we do that, then I promise you that I will do absolutely nothing but thank you. What are your thoughts? Yeah, I already answered that one. Sorry. So I added a little wireless AC adapter to my laptop, and I haven't had a single internet problem, so that's making me feel better. I'm literally using an old TV. Hello. Asian to broadcast. You've already got my Walther. What else do you want from me? I'll send your Walther out. Send me my goddamn FFL I need. Otherwise, I'll just keep it. Send you a case of 45. No. Jesus, man. Levi's got the background. He's got the bona fides. Honest opinion of T-Sauce as a brand, far as quality, would you recommend them? So, if you aren't a tinkerer, if you're just looking for a gun to buy, take out, and shoot, T-Sauce is fine. I have questions with their build quality in terms of their forgings, and I'm waiting for an answer back from SDS America on whether or not they're going to send me another gun so I can investigate it. And I may take Stone up on buying back my Night Stalker just so I can get them to send me another one. What did I decide to do with that? Well, number one, I painted the tip black because I'm in Virginia, but I'm going to advertise it. Damn, guys, I'm pulling that OT so I can get some new toys. I'll send you your orange back. Go get it. While still live, been hours. Yeah, I usually minimum 3 hours. You can get the 12 mag for $219 with a $25 rebate. Yeah, I would buy it for that. Although a G3C should come with 3 mags total, so that's actually not a bad deal. Looking for the best budget side-by-side 12 gauge. No idea, brother. I don't know if I'd really want a side-by-side because you only get 2 shots. I'd rather get a pump like a Maverick 88 or a Security 320. Hatfield, what's going on? You think they will still take it back since it's been a while? Take what back? Take what back? I don't know what you... Take what back? Michael, I don't know what you're talking about. My dad, before he did earlier this year, was telling me we're related to outlaws and pirates. I've done the research in family genealogy. Cool, dude. The Maverick 88, I believe, has the crossbow, or does that have the old on top of the receiver? I can't remember off the top of my head. So you'd recommend the Taurus TX22 over the Keltec P17? Yes, I would. I know the P17 runs, but it just feels inferior in my opinion. So my 1911 is technically not in my name because I traded a buddy so I can register it in my name and how. In the United States of America, we do not have a gun registry that requires you to file any sort of documentation with any law enforcement or any agencies. Now, is that to say there aren't databases? No, there are. There's illegal ones. But you're not required to do any paperwork. The only thing that a background check on that serial number will come up with is if that gun was ever reported stolen or used in a crime. If you absolutely have to put it in your name, 2 ways you can do it. Number one, you can go to a pawn shop, borrow $1, pay the $1 to get it back and do your paperwork. Or you have your buddy go with you and he presents his ID and then you do a transfer paperwork. But the side-by-side, you can pull both triggers. I never use the safety. It depends. I mean, like here in the state of Virginia, you are required to do an FFL transfer on even private party sales. But if you live in a state that allows private party sales, then literally there's nothing you have to do. I would fill out a bill of sale minimum. You prefer box-fed semi-auto? I actually just like my 930. It's tube-fed semi-auto. Box-fed, some of them are just a pain in the ass. Like the Mossberg 590 with that giant-ass freaking box mag on it sucked. T-Sauce 1911 GI standard. Any good for a truck gun? Yeah, actually it is. Ever shot a 10 gauge? No, but I had the opportunity to buy one and I didn't because it was very expensive. Guy brought in a semi-auto 12 gauge or 10 gauge that shot 3.5 inch shells, which was an interesting gun to shoot. The G-Force 12 gauge with the AR platform is really nice. Comes with a 5-round mag, and you can get a 10 to 20 round mag. I bought one that shoots really smooth, and it's $199. Yeah, I mean that's a good price. I just don't know if I want to trust my life to a $200 shotgun. You have 10 gauge is a monster. Yeah, no, just the look of it, man. Did that because we've been friends since diapers, kind of. Our deal was we just haven't signed papers yet. I've had it for almost a year. Again, it depends on where you live, brother. But yeah, if If you know them, honestly, like I said, there is no registry for the firearm. That firearm doesn't come up in anybody's particular name when it shows up on a clearance check. So if you get stopped with the gun and they run the serial number, as long as the gun hasn't been reported stolen, it'll just come back clear. There's no registry showing a name. The only things that do are NFA items, suppressors, that serial number's tied to my name, full auto machine guns, SBRs, SBSs, short barrel rifles, short barrel shotguns. Those are all tracked by NFA registries. But standard guns, nope. Plus, they have a really good truck gun. Yeah, I mean, if you like it, sure. Turkish Benelli M4 clone's worth the half price, reliable. There are some out there, like the Panzer M4 has been getting really good reviews from all the different reviewers, saying it's as good for a third the price. So, sure, check them out. But I think my 930 Tactical is a super solid choice, and that's a $850 gun, but you can routinely find them for under $700 if you hunt. Everyone said I had to, but I didn't know that. No. So, again, the last state in the union that tried to institute even like a NICS background for ammunition. So, if you watch NCIS, they used to say there was a database that tracked all striations for every gun that was sold in the United States. They tried claiming that every manufacturer had to send in a fired round to a database. 100% not true. Maryland was the last state that tried to do that, and they stopped in 2015. Both run flawless with 1300 FPS loads. Nice. Found my dad's AR that we built that was stolen at a pawn shop. Cops came down there, done their thing, told me nothing they can do even with the death certificate due to Oklahoma law, so I'm having to buy it. That seems a little bit weird. I mean, if you had proof of ownership and all that stuff, that seems a little bit weird. That sucks. I guess you would have needed a stolen firearm form before it got taken in there. Like and subscribe. This is one of the very few knowledgeable Q&A channels. Hey, all you people, you heard what Roy said. There's also a brand new mod, so listen to him. Become a member. Not a member. Become a subscriber. I've only been doing this for lots of years, so I'm really good at this speakage things. So my wordage, mouth, face, whole thing makes words flow from mouth not good. So just hit the like button. I just want Google's money. I don't want your money. Hit the button for the thingy and the double tap your screen and all that shit. G4 says really nice truck gun and got the 510 and 20 round mag. I mean, again, I don't know if I want to trust my life to a $200 shotgun that I haven't shot a lot of rounds through. But that's you. Do you, boo. Do you, boo. Boo, boo. Boo, 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 boo. Is there technically a way to have a gun in your name, or doesn't that not exist? What? Is there technically a way to have a gun in your name that, or doesn't that not exist? So, when you go to an FFL in the state of Virginia, you do a background check, right? So, in the state of Virginia, I'm only speaking of Virginia, when you go in, you have to do a 4473 and a state background check. The federal form that is retained by the dealer, it's not given to anybody, but retained by the dealer, has your name and the serial number of the firearm as well as the date the transaction was done. If you want to have some sort of paper trail of when that gun was put into somebody's name, you can go in and do an actual FFL transfer, and then there will be a 4473 document with that serial number and your name. But you still need to be able to prove when, things like that. So if it's 4 years after you bought the gun and did the paperwork, it might be harder to prove that it was still your gun at that time. But if you want a new transaction showing that, you can get them to also, by law, you are a dealer has to give you a copy of the 4473 if you request it. So on top of having the one in the store, you can ask for a copy of the 4473. That's 100% legal to get. You just can't have the state one, but you can have a copy of your own 4473. Thoughts on good old Stevens? Stevens are good, but I've never messed with the 311. I've messed with the Stevens 320. Taylor Freelance makes +3s, which are real nice. Nice. What's your thoughts on nonviolent felons having their guns rights taken? I think that's stupid. If you are a nonviolent felon, you didn't attack a family member, a child, a woman. You know, no kids, no ladies, no babies. What I can't think of the whole thing, but as long as you were if you're like a embezzler and shit like that, I don't care if you got guns. I don't even care if you served your time as long as you didn't put your hands on it, like your wife or your kids and shit like that. I mean, if you were involved in a shootout and it led to you getting a felony, but you were defending yourself and you just had a shitty lawyer, I don't think that should disqualify you. Have you seen the trend where people watch their knees? Yes, I did. I also watched this one where idiots like you get banned. Somebody tries to be nice and answers all your questions, and then a dipshit like you comes in. Only time that would matter is if it turns up at a crime scene, they have to do a trace on it. Yeah. What's the little pistol on the wall? That's a Jennings J22. What's the best budget? 357 mag revolver currently produced under $300. No. Cheapest 357 Magnum revolver currently produced is probably going to be closer to like $450 for a Taurus or a EAA Witness, but $300 for a 357 Magnum, I would never even trust one. No. How do you plan on keeping up with your 4473? I will follow the law. I will keep copies. On my dad's old Stevens, I forgot how good case hardened receivers are on an old double barreled 12 gauge look. That is true. Honestly, as long as you didn't use a gun during the quote unquote crime, pretty much. Even the Windicator, I can tell you right now what they go for because I have RSR up in front of me. Windicator is not $300. Even the blued one is over $300. Windicator is the cheapest 357. If you want a 357 Magnum, you're going to be paying somewhere in the neighborhood of $380 to $400, and that's for a blued one. So under 300, no. What's the most expensive gun on the wall? Most expensive gun on that wall right now is probably my rifle. And second is probably the suppressor. I don't shoot shotgun choked. Try gun shop or pawn shop for used Taurus. Yep. It's got too much gunpowder residue. Okay. I jumped on late. Any news on your FFL? Not yet, Air Max. I don't know. Trust. Yeah, I don't know if Windicator I'll trust. At about $400, sure. I've got 8,000 rounds for mine. Finally caught a live. Been missing them. Sorry, Brian. Favorite gun on the wall tonight is probably between my SP01 and my P01. Those are my favorites up there right now. How much longer are we going to go? I'm just about done, kids. Any last questions? Why do I like guns? I like the way they look. I like the way they feel. I like the challenge of shooting them accurately. And I like to find them for good deals. All right, guys. Come back on Wednesday. I might start at 8. Although I might still start at 7. My dad actually wants to get lunch. Wednesday is my actual gosh darn birthday. Not today, so come back on Wednesday. We'll see if we go a little bit longer. I expect you all to have presents for me in the form of subscriptions and likes ready. So hit the like button on my birthday and show the world that you're an awesome dude. So I didn't answer you the first time. Why the fuck would you ask me a second time? Here's your answer. The way the echelon is, it might be more expensive than the suppressor. Yeah, but it's not on the wall right now. That was the question on the wall. Happy birthday, Guile. Would I ever? Would I ever enter? Oh, Roy, thank you. Happy early birthday. Thank you, Rays. Would I ever enter the Olympics as a shooter? For the airgun side, probably, but I'd want to be like that one dude who just wore his glasses and shit and won. Sure didn't think about that. Alexis, I'm good. I'm actually ending tonight, so I have an oddball shotgun for you to look up. High standard Flight King. Have the Sears Roebuck rebadge of it. Oh, I've had a JC Higgins Model 20. That's cool. All right, so like I said, we're done for the night. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you for all the likes and shit. You guys are awesome. That helps me grow the channel. You guys are awesome. And every time you guys hit the button, you guys are awesome. And then you should come back because that would be awesome. I'm going to keep saying awesome until it sounds weird. Patriot, sorry, dude. We're ending early tonight. I don't feel good, and I got to get some sleep. So everybody, come back on Wednesday. Sorry. I went 3 hours. That's about all I can do tonight. Kind of in a lot of pain. So come back on Wednesday. We'll see what happens. Like the stream. That would be awesome. Awesome, the awesomeness. And the awesome is awesome. Everything is awesome. Didn't get you today, barely making it for a hello and bye. Have a good one. You too, Sway. Thanks for catching in for a minute anyway. Get some sleeper. You can't stream guns. Oh, yeah? All right, everybody. Sorry. I tried. Love you. Have a good night.